Last night was quite the night in Los Angeles for basketball. So, Chilltown, right from the top, I gotta ask you, what was more embarrassing? The Lakers losing by 44, if I'm not mistaken, 34, 30, 34, 44,
40,
if I'm not
44.
44.
44. Mm-hmm.
Was that more embarrassing, or was it the Clippers getting walked down and beat by the Denver Nuggets without Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Aaron Gordon? Which was more embarrassing?
I mean, losing by 40, you can't really explain that, especially against a team that as good as Philly is, for them to blow you guys out like that with that effort. I mean, with the Clippers, that was in your building. It was in your building against an inferior team without their best player, their second best player, and DeAndre Jordan, who has been basically a shell of himself over the last couple of years. He out there looking like Shaq diving to the rim. Him and Reggie Jackson looking like Stockton and Malone going to the basket. It was pretty embarrassing. I watched that Laker game from the beginning almost to the end. When they got down by 40, I was out. But I watched that game, and I'm worried about it being an effort issue with the Lakers more than anything. And to lose by that many points suggests to me effort, because we go over the game plan before the game starts. We know what our rotations are. We know what our game plan is. We know where we're supposed to be. We know what we're supposed to be doing. To watch D'Angelo Russell not get in the passing lane, to watch DeAnthony Melton get whatever he wanted, to watch Joel Embiid just come up the floor with the basketball unmolested at any point, for that to happen, to see these guys just get wherever they want it. Focus, Mars. To see these guys get wherever they want it and get whatever they want. It was really disheartening, because the first thing I'm thinking is sometimes, better offense beats great defense. But for the majority of that game, I didn't see great defense. I saw a team that, in terms of the effort, that's where they were lacking. And what I'm worried about more than anything with them is when I see stuff like that, I think to myself, is Darvin Ham losing this crew? That's what I'm thinking to myself. Has he lost this team? I can't say that yet, because I just saw him a couple of nights ago against Cleveland, and they looked really good, both offensively and defensively. But then I see stuff like this where Joel Embiid just basically pushed Anthony Davis around for the majority of the night. I didn't think that they did a good job at going back at him. I didn't think they did a job at going back at Joel Embiid. He had 2 fouls in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the first quarter, and I don't think they did a good job of going back after him. But I'm wondering if Ham has lost this crew, because that effort last night was just terrible all the way around. The switches, the rebounding. I mean, Joel Embiid didn't even play in the fourth quarter. Neither did Anthony Davis. So I thought that effort was terrible. And when you talk about Denver, Ron, we're talking about a team that no Joker, no Jamal Murray, and it was essentially Reggie Jackson and DeAndre Jordan playing 2-man all night. And there was nothing that the Clippers could do. The Clippers defense, their rim protection in particular, was terrible. They got whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted, going downhill. And it was obvious that wasn't the game plan, because I'm watching Ty Lue on the sideline get very frustrated. Even when he went to a bigger lineup, he was getting frustrated. So,
Damo, I will get to you momentarily. I just have to ask Mars the same question I asked Chill. Which loss was more embarrassing last night? The Clippers losing to a Nuggets team without their 3 best players, or the Lakers losing by 44?
I think it's always more embarrassing to lose by 44, personally. Even if I lose to a bad team, but it's close, I'd rather that than lose by 44 to anyone. But I've never seen someone with the whistle of Joel Embiid. I've never seen this in my life. I don't know how he be getting these free throws, but he be getting them. So credit to him, I guess. His whistle is the weirdest whistle I've ever seen.
You got that whistle aura, Mars?
It's ridiculous, some of the foul calls I see him get. But that might have been the worst coaching game plan I've ever seen from Darvin Ham. That was bad. So I know Domo is going to get to it. So I'm going to just say I think it was a bad game plan. That's all I'm going to say. But for the Clippers, their defensive structure, I just don't think they have. I don't think they have really a defensive scheme to point to. I'm watching them play on the perimeter. They don't know where their help's coming from. They don't know who's behind them. The communication doesn't seem to be there. So I just think it's a continuity issue. I don't know when it's going to fix. I don't know how long that normally takes. But that seems to be the issues for me with the Clippers. The Lakers, that was a terrible game plan, terrible execution of the game plan. And then Joel Embiid has the best whistle I've ever seen. All of that and also Marcus Morris and Patrick Beverley started hitting shots. That doesn't help. If they play well, that doesn't help because they shouldn't be playing well offensively. So all of that into one leads to a 44-point loss and the second most embarrassing loss of the night because I watched the Pistons play the Wizards. So the second most embarrassing loss of the night. Yeah.
Damo, the floor is yours.
I mean, I'm not about to sit here and hoot, holler, scream, and all that extraness. I'm not about to do that. I don't know. I hope I don't disappoint people. I'm not about to sit here and just keep screaming Darvin Ham is a terrorist. I'm not going to sit here and keep screaming Taurean Prince is a terrorist. I'm just going to point at nights like this and be like, see, this is what I'm talking about. I said this last year.
I'm sorry.
I said this last year. Get Darvin out of here. Get Darvin out of here. I was told, oh, give him more time. I don't need to see him. I don't need to see him get more time. I already know what kind of unit this is. I know what kind of coach he is. He stands there with his hands in his pockets while nothing happens. I'm not trying to see it. I'm done seeing it. It is what it is. It was embarrassing. There was a super embarrassing loss. I looked at one moment in the fourth quarter, we were down 13-ish, 12. It was double digits, but it was still like, okay, a runaway, and we can really make something happen. I stopped because we were doing the pod. I stopped watching the game to really focusing on doing the pod. I look back, and it is 135-92.
Yikes.
I don't know what happened. I'm like, what? I didn't watch what happened from the process of us being down like 13-12 to us being blown out by 30-40. Don't know what happened. My only takeaways from this is, again, the Lakers have a bad loss in A, and I'm just going based off of narratives that I've seen people pushing since the loss. A, everyone is saying LeBron is throwing his team under the bus because he said he is not happy with the loss. In words of Cam Newton, show me anybody who's a happy loser, I'll show you a loser. Show me anybody who's okay with losing, I'll show you a loser. I don't know how it's LeBron throwing his team under the bus because he's saying, oh, I don't know how any team – I can't speak for the team. I'm speaking for myself. I'm not happy. I don't like what just happened. I don't understand – I don't understand what is, throwing LeBron under the bus. And then, yet again, AD has a mid-game, and we're back to the conversation like we always are. Is AD inconsistent? Yes. Anthony Davis on the offensive end of the basketball court is an inconsistent player. He's been that since 2021 for us, damn near, since the injuries. He's been inconsistent. I don't know how many times I have to say it. I don't know how many times y'all need to see it. Anthony Davis is not going to be the guy who consistently every night, he's giving you 30 and 20. He's not that guy, pal. He's not. But when I say, okay, I just expect him to be phenomenal defensively, and whatever we get on offense is gravy at this point, I'm giving him excuses. No, I'm just not holding him to the standard of the guy that y'all think he is, because he's not that guy. I'm not saying we need to trade him. I think there's things that need to happen around the team to balance things out. We need more consistency from other guys. But when it comes to AD, he's just not that guy. Again, I'm not saying it's his fault we lost. We just got our ass beat that night. We got beat last night. We got beat. The Sixers outplayed us. Pat Bev was out there playing like a man unhinged. He was on Austin Reeves like he had a point to prove. He did not like the too small comment. He posted about it after the game. He said I was too little last year. Noted. So he was out there with a point to prove. Like Mars said, if him and the Morris twin is out there genuinely hitting shots, it's a bad night. Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, whistle is double Hall of Fame. I've never seen And you know what? I have seen something like it. It's called James Harden. James Harden started all this. I don't care what no one says.
James Harden ain't even have this whistle.
Nah,
I'm not
yes
even
he
gonna
did.
lie.
Yes he did. Yes
No,
he did.
did.
Mars, them
James
years when he
Harden
was
have
shooting
this
them
whistle.
years when
Man,
James Harden was
I
shooting 10,
watched-
11 free throws a game.
He
Yes,
did
was,
have
Mars.
what Embiid's got.
I watched James
His
Harden
whistle was
grab
crazy,
guys'
but it
arms.
wasn't-
I
That's
watched
what
James
Embiid's doing.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. I've watched James Harden grab guys' arm, go up, and get the call. That's literally what Joel Embiid is doing. Joel Embiid is doing just what he's
that
doing.
plus more. Like I agree. James Harden had like the second greatest whistle ever. Embiid's whistle has trumped James Harden in my opinion.
I will say, in terms of big men, in terms of guys that size, he is getting every call. Any kind, and you can, and I honestly, it's because of the exaggeration of contact, which I'm not gonna say you have to do, but I'm not surprised his whistles like that. When out of all the bigs, he is the most flailing, he is the most exaggeratory, he is the most animated big in terms of what contact happens. And I'm not gonna lie, people can say whatever they want about it. If he was on your team, you'll love it. Because when it happens, Austin Reeves whistle starts turning gold. I love it. I love it.
I was about to say, personally, you guys know I actually like the Sixers, and I don't think it's too ridiculous. I think he does a good job of drawing fouls. I think that his fouls are aggressive and they're in the flow of the game, or in like I don't think it's. Tay Luke just said unethical points. I don't think it's unethical. I think his whistles are him being aggressive and looking for a shot. I don't
know, Ron. No.
No,
It's unethical.
If you
he's
watch
not
this
even
dude-
trying to score.
No, he's not. He's just
He has the ball. He has the ball.
flailing
He gets stuck on the move. You know what I'm gonna do?
That's it. And he'll get a
What?
whistle. And he'll get a
It's
whistle.
ridiculous.
So the refs go into the Sixers game knowing we're gonna give Joel 6 to
No, whatever he's
6
doing
to 8
clearly works.
free throws.
He's clearly embellishing. He's initiating contact and embellishing said contact, and the referees are falling for it. I don't think they're going into the game. Well, let's get Embiid his 12 free throws. I don't think they're doing that. But whatever his plan to draw fouls works. But he has the weirdest whistle I've ever seen because I'm watching it. I'm like, he hooked AD's arm when they were both stationary, and he got free throws. I was like,
Foul number 4, by the way.
I don't know how that is even possible. I don't know how I can see that from my TV screen, but you think AD committed a foul there. I'm like, credit to you, man. Because he's not trying to score. He's not. And it's fine because he's getting points on the free throw line, but he's not trying to score. He's definitely not trying to score.
I really liked Philly's motion, their action off the basketball. Mars, you talk about Maxey getting downhill, and you talk about Maxey basically one-on-one. I can appreciate that logic, but what I do like with them is I like how he plays off Joel Embiid, how he plays off of Naz Reid, how they get him going downhill, and he makes a lot of tough shots too. Now, I understand that when the game slows down, and you're going to have to get a bucket because this team doesn't run that kind of motion offense the entire game. The game is going to slow down, and then you're going to get guys go one-on-one, and it's going to turn into that. Philly actually can continue to run that kind of offense if they stayed with it. And I think that could work. But the problem is that guys like Joel Embiid, who plays from the outside in, he'll deviate from the offense where he'll get the ball from the top and then he'll go one-on-one instead of sticking to the offense. I think Maxey can continue this kind of productivity within that offense if they continue to run it.
Yeah, those dribble handoffs have been a blessing for Philly because it either forces a switch, which gives Embiid a mismatch, or you have to fight over it, but then you get Maxey going downhill.
Right.
Or you go under it, but Maxey's one of the best shooters in the league, and he made 5 threes. So it's just a huge mismatch problem. It's similar to what a lot of these teams are doing with their bigs. The Kings with DeMontis Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, you get De'Aaron Fox going downhill. The Nuggets with Jokic and Murray, you get Murray either with a switch, one-on-one, getting downhill, pull up 3. Like it's similar process. So Nick Nurse is really doing a good job with that. It's just, once again, not much self-creation. But they didn't need it last night because Patrick Beverley made 3 threes and Marcus Morris made 4.
4 out of
That's-
5. I mean, I think
D'Anthony Melton made a
that's
couple
like
too while I was
Yeah, but
watching.
you expect that from D'Anthony Melton. You
Right.
don't expect 9 plus 12. You don't expect 21 points from Marcus Morris and Patrick Beverley. You don't expect that from the 3-point line. You definitely don't expect that.
Ron, they had 5 guys. They had 5 guys shoot over 50% on the long ball. 5 of them.
They set a record.
Yeah.
A league record this year. I think they made 19 in the first half or something like that. 18 in the first half.
And when you look at the Lakers rotations, the biggest problem I had with their rotations was right from the beginning. So, for example, D'Angelo Russell, he's playing drop off DeAnthony Melton, who had already made 2 threes. And I'm thinking to myself, how about you get in the passing lane, young fella? How about you get him further away from the long ball line? Because Joel Embiid is coming up the floor with the basketball, and the pickup point isn't until the 3-point line. I'm thinking to myself, are you going to stop him? D'Angelo Russell is in the key. He ain't even at the 3-point line, which is where DeAnthony Melton is. He's not even in the passing lane. So all Joel Embiid does is walk up the floor, fire it over to DeAnthony Melton, and he cracks a 3 that easily. Now I'm thinking to myself, you guys got to adjust to this. Only except they didn't. He did that 2 or 3 more times, whether it was to DeAnthony Melton or if it was to Marcus Morris. Now I thought that in transition, they had some good looks. But in the half court, I thought the communication was poor.
I think that's game plan. I think they wanted to have strong help on Embiid, but Embiid's passing has improved this year, so he's making the right decision, especially if it's one pass away. It's just easy to make that read.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Mars. You said his passing has improved. Why do you think his passing has improved?
Nick Nurse is making him have to make decisions more. I think that's what has made him improve. And if no team is going to defend him like the Lakers did, but if teams show him that type of coverage where the read is literally help one pass away because everyone's playing at the nail when you have shooters everywhere, it's going to be the easiest read of all time. Also, Taurean Prince might be the worst off-ball defender I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've seen him get backdoor cut like crazy.
He might be the worst. He might be the worst off-ball defender I've ever seen, and I've seen some bad ones. He might be the worst because I don't know what he's doing.
Now, back to your point about Embiid being a better passer, Mars, would it have anything to do with Joel Embiid where he's playing more? Don't get me wrong. I think he's an outside big who plays from the outside in, but I think he's the most effective in terms of the double team and in terms of the passing when he's in the mid post and when he's on the box. See, when he's on the perimeter and he's passing, there's not a lot of ground to cover. When he's on the block, when he's closer to the basket, there's more ground to cover from these guys who have to get the shooters. And because they have to get the shooters, that gives him more one-on-one coverage. So when guys double him, it's easier to get to the basket. When you got guys like Marcus Morris, whether he's at the long ball line or diving to the rim, it's easier to get those guys looks. I think that where he's passing the ball at as opposed to him passing has improved this year.
So you think is because he's playing out the post more, his passing's improved?
Yes.
Yeah, but I also think in previous years he couldn't even see the double coming, so he couldn't make the read. I think this year he's being able to wait for the double, see it coming, and then make the right read. I still think that's an improvement. But I do agree, like we were talking about this last year, you need reps in order to understand where those things are coming from. And I think this year he is getting that more. And Nick Nurse is him adding more motion into the offense is helping Embiid too. Because before, when Doc Rivers was coaching, or even Brett Brown, it was a lot of stationary action. So Joel Embiid's in the post, everyone's just standing around. So the double team will come, but then you could have 2 defenders on the weak side split the difference, and it makes the pass difficult. But if you have one man cut and then one man drift to the corner, then how does that one defender defend 2 people at that point? So Nick Nurse, I think, is doing a hell of a job making Embiid's life easier, and his pass accuracy still isn't great. So he's never going to be like a tremendous passer, but he has improved and his decision making is better. But I'm crediting Nick Nurse as like what he's doing with Embiid is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, Nick Nurse might be the savior of Joel Embiid's career.
Well, Mars, you just took the words right out of my mouth when you just talked about the way the offense is now different. Because when he was playing with Brett Brown, when he was playing with other guys, it was just get the ball to Joel Embiid, kind of like what the Lakers do with AD. Get the ball to AD on the block, and then everybody just stands around and they watch. Well, you got a lot of action off the basketball. So when you got guys like Marcus Morris, when you got guys like DeAnthony Melton, you got guys like Tyrese Maxey who can shoot the basketball, I think those reads become less difficult when you see it more, as opposed to throw the ball into Joel Embiid, let him operate. And when he gets doubled, and all of these guys, Maxey, Marcus Morris, when these guys are just standing around watching him and get doubled, well, of course he's gonna throw the ball into the third row. It's less difficult when I'm diving to the rim or when I'm moving to open space, especially when the offense is moving, as opposed to guys just standing around. Don't get me wrong now, Mars. He ain't Joker or somebody like that on the box. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, though, is he has improved, and I think the reason he's improved is because he plays in the mid-post and on the box more, and that offense moves a lot more.
Yo, fellas, I gotta ask you guys because obviously that's an impressive win. So
Hold on, man. You didn't ask me though. What's up
no,
with that
Ticket. I
shit?
got a question for you. Hold on, right quick. Just right quick, Ticket.
I want you to ask me the same
Right
question
quick.
you
Hold
asked
on,
all that.
Ticket. Right quick. I got a question for you. I just gotta ask these guys. Do you think that's is this moving you with the Sixers?
No.
No.
This in particular, no, because the game plan was terrible. I think the Sixers are good enough to destroy that game plan. But how they've been playing this season is moving me. But this game in particular, it's not like, oh, this is the game that showed me they're contenders. How they've been playing has showed me they're contenders. This game, Detroit could have run this game plan and it would have been a 40-point loss. Like, it was just terrible from a schematics standpoint, effort standpoint, execution standpoint. It was just bad. It was like the Lakers looked like the worst team in the league last night. So it doesn't move me.
Be careful, Mars. That wasn't Darvin Ham's game plan. That was anyone else's. That was Jeannie Buss, DeMar Carroll. I think he's one of our assistant coaches. I guess I'm just start blaming him now. I'm gonna just blame him since apparently Darvin Ham has no input on what
DeMar Carroll right now would do a better job on this team than Taurean Prince.
Hey, well, I'm gonna blame him for any system, any schematic, any scheme. I'm gonna just blame DeMar Carroll from now on, since apparently I'm doing too much with Darvin Ham, since he's obviously not our head coach calling the shots. It's someone else. So there we go.
They missed Rui last night too. They did.
Yep.
I feel like they missed Rui last night.
And I seen somebody bring it up in the chat. Do I have any words about Detroit losing to the worst team in the league? No, I don't. Shout out Cade. Shout out Asor. I can't.
Monty Williams is fed up too, by the way.
Hey,
yo, before we get into the Pistons, though, I
14 in a row,
some
by the way. I
questions
want
for
to make
Ticket.
sure we play on that.
We started 2-1, haven't won since.
14 in a row.
Hey, yo, but before we get to the Pistons,
I'll
we'll
let
get to
Damo
it.
talk me into this.
We got to stay right here in LA because I got questions for my man Ticket. Now, obviously, the Lakers and the Clippers both had losses last night, but I got to ask you, what's more embarrassing and who is to blame for both of these losses?
Nigga, now you want to ask me? Man, look, man. The bottom line is that the LA Clippers had the worst loss. There can be losses like there are to the Lakers, where you losing, where you playing against a great team. That's one of the better teams in the league, like Philly. Those losses happen during the regular season. But the losses that can happen is a loss like that happened last night to 4 Hall of Famers. When you lose to a team that has none of the top 3 players, all role players, and you allow DeAndre Jordan, who hadn't scored 20 points since 2019, to come in and look like Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, Lob City DeAndre Jordan. When you allow Reggie Jackson, who they said was washed up and traded away, who was basically a bench player averaging 11 points, to come hit you for 35 with around 11 or 12 assists. When you allow all the other guys to outplay, out-hustle you, outwork you, bench guys that have been struggling because they've been getting exposed without Jamal Murray, it's obvious that the Clippers was a worse loss, because that was a game that was supposed to be a gimme game for them. They've had a weak schedule. They've been able to play the San Antonio Spurs a few times in a row. They just had a weak schedule, man. They had a good win against the Mavs, but do you turn right back around and do this again? James Harden, bad turnovers down the stretch. He just messed his entire career up. He offset the entire team. You don't see Paul George and Kawhi playing good together no more because of the James Harden factor being on the court. Russ is still getting blamed by stripper fans for things that, he tried to alleviate by going to the bench.
And Russ actually played good last night too, Ticket. He wasn't bad last night. Russ was actually good last night. He had 11 boards off the bench.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It doesn't matter, because when you lose like that to that type of team, man, it's just like I said, man, they got to trade. They got to make right for that wrong, and they got to trade James Harden before their season is over. If they don't trade James Harden, they're going home in the playoffs in the first round.
What kind of value does he have, though, Ticket? That's my question to you. What kind of value does he have?
Doesn't matter. He's got an expiring contract. He can go to any other. He can trade with any bad team, and they'll take his expiring deal. So it doesn't matter. Everybody.
So you just want to get him off the roster. That's your logic. No, we got to get this dude off the roster. Whatever.
We can always get stuff from that. We've been here before with certain players where they made a lot of money. Remember when they said Chris Paul was washed up when he left Houston, and they said there was no way to get off that contract? Well, they did, and they got assets for him. Daryl Morey did, and he got assets when everybody said Chris Paul's contract was untradeable. I never forget it. It was like it was yesterday. They thought he was washed up and done because of Houston. Right after Houston, he ended up getting, I think, traded to OKC, if I'm not mistaken.
Made the
And then he
playoffs.
goes to OKC, leads them to the playoffs, and then he ends up with the Phoenix Suns and goes to the NBA Finals. So, like I said, that's not what I see James Harden doing, but I do see them getting off his contract because he's got an expiring deal. A lot of teams want that money off their books. So a bad team would take James Harden. I tell you a team right now that'll take James Harden. The Washington Wizards. The Wizards right now take James Harden for Jordan Poole. They'll take James Harden right now for Jordan Poole because his number's going off the books. But people don't think about stuff like that. I'm being honest with you.
I'm laughing because I'm thinking to myself, yeah, they would do that. They would.
His numbers go off the books. Jordan Poole's a young guy. You bringing him back to California in a different environment around guys who've been champion like Kawhi and those guys. He needs that type of structure. He don't need. I see right now he can't be a leader. And I'm not saying Kawhi and them guys are big time leaders, but you do have winners on that team as far as a coach. And Ty Lue, Kawhi as a player. I would move James Harden and get Jordan Poole and try to get one other person because he's making 36, 35, 33 million, 34 million. 35. And so Poole is making around, I would say 25.
25. His deal was I think 4 years at 130. It's a little more.
So he's making the right. They're right. They're not too far away, but you can get him and then another just bum ass player to fill out the numbers. I would do that deal. I would do anything to get rid of James Harden. And there's teams that would do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure the Wizards right now with their situation would take James Harden. They would take James Harden in DC right now. You know what I'm saying? And his contract goes off the books, and then they can just go in free agency and do whatever they want to do after the season's over with. It allows James Harden to play the way he wants to play, which is jack up shots all game and, do whatever he wants to do. He won't be where he wants to be, but who cares where the hell he wants to be?
The problem that we have
with those guys, I'm trying to get off him.
The problem that we have. I understand that logic, Ticket, but the fact that you gave up what you gave up to get him, you see how good Robert Covington has been with the Philadelphia 76ers in terms of a defender. You see how good
doesn't matter. You take that L.
So you just eat it. I mean, what? And then you move off of James Harden.
Chill. I'm gonna use one of your girl analogies. If your ex was but you gave her up for this chick who you thought was gonna be, one of them, and you found out she really just a hood rat. I got her in the club, and I probably should have kept her in the club. Are you gonna just keep trying to ride it out, or are you gonna take her back to the club and leave her at the section you found her at? Or are you gonna keep just trying to make it work when it's just not gonna happen?
You gotta get off.
They're in a bad situation, man. You got to take the L if you're those guys. And the reason why you got to take the L is because, like I said before, man, you can't play the hardball game. And what can we really get for Harden because of the way he's been playing? The man has had 20 points in the last 2 games combined. His average is like what, 12 points, something like that. I mean, he just doesn't look good. I mean, he's played good one game where he closed the game, hit a game winner. Other than that, he hadn't done it. He hadn't done anything. He doesn't play defense. He doesn't do any other things for the team. He gets a couple assists, but if you watch him, he's loafing on defense. He's lazy. So by far, that is the worst loss. Even though the Lakers lost by 44, the Philly had their best players on the team. They're one of the best teams in the league. Sometimes that happens in the NBA. What can't happen is you have 4 Hall of Famers on the court and they lose to a team that best player was Reggie Jackson. That cannot happen. I'm sorry. That can't happen at any given time, especially when you're at home. So I don't want to hear. And then you had a 10-point lead going down the stretch, and you lose that game. Paul George, Kawhi can't get on the same page no more. Bones Highland has been eviscerated from this team. No, I'm saying he's been eviscerated from the team. He was just finding his role. You X him out. Your role players, Nick Batum and all those guys are getting burned for Philly playing well. So you lost your chemistry. You got to get him out of there, bro. He's a dude that you got to get out of there. He's a guy I'm getting rid of immediately if I'm those guys, man. If I'm smart.
Are we considering anybody else?
Lakers, I mean, you know who I blame. No, just James Harden. But if you're the Lakers, you know who I blame. No, I said if you're the Lakers, yeah, just James Harden. But I'm saying if you're the Lakers, I blame Terry Cloth. It is what it is. It's his fault. He's the young guy. He's supposed to be the leader of the troops. He's supposed to be the guy that's pushing the team into the next generation, to the next 10 years of greatness. And he's not worth the bill. He's getting paid to do it. I don't want to hear about, he's good on all defense. He's paid to play superstar basketball. You're getting paid to do what you did in New Orleans on a nightly basis, which is give us around 26, 27 points a game and 12 or 13 rebounds along with 2 blocks. If you're not doing that, you ain't doing your job, man. If you constantly getting outplayed, if you always asleep on the job, you're not doing your job. Simple as that. And he don't get no pass. LeBron James, 39 years old. The role players, you don't expect role players to always play well on the road. So those are lame ass excuses right there. Role players are what they call role players. You understand what I'm saying? But your superstars, they're supposed to show up every night. That's why they get paid the big bucks. This is when you know about basketball. Mr. Mass said he won't smoke with you in a debate if you want smoke. If you're not ducking that smoke. But as I said to y'all, and I'm just telling y'all again, right? I'm just keeping it real, man. Like, bro, that's the deal right there. That's the deal right there, you guys. That's the deal right there. So anybody that tell y'all otherwise is just lying, bro.
The problem that I have with Anthony Davis is when he shows how dominant he could be for as long as he could do it. And then we have nights like last night where he looked completely overmatched. Mars, I can appreciate your logic of the game plan, right? I can appreciate your logic of the game plan. I thought the rotations were terrible. I thought the gang rebounding was awful. I thought that was terrible. The fact that they went to him early, right? The fact that they went to Anthony Davis early. I think he had 10 points in the first quarter and 3 rebounds. So he got going early. So it wasn't like he didn't get going early. But then Philly got going. And with Philly getting going, that took a lot of air out of Anthony Davis. Why? Because defensively, as a unit, they don't feed off of him because Joel Embiid was taking advantage of him. And that was one of the main problems that I have. And when I see Anthony Davis playing the way he plays, where he puts 40 and 20 on Giannis, where he puts 35 and 15 on Cat, where he puts 55 on KP, when I see him doing stuff like that, it's disingenuous because he'll have efforts like this. And he makes it hard to consistently root for him when I see him doing stuff like this.
Damo,
you can't.
Damo sent me something before the show. I just want to put this on the screen. I want everybody to feast their eyes on the screen. And we're just going to take a sneaky glance at the last 10 games from Anthony Davis. Now, shout out to NBA Central on Twitter or X. Anthony Davis in the last 10 games has 17 points, 32 points, 10 points, 26, 27, 16 points, 9 points, 19 points, 30 points, and 18 points. The question here is AD inconsistent?
You know what that looked like to me? That looked like a can of ravioli.
Steak.
That looked like a can of ravioli, steak, then pork and beans, then filet mignon, then shrimp and lobster, then a Subway sandwich, then a slice of pizza. I don't know what to do with this dude. I don't. I really don't.
Yeah, what kind of is that? Like,
I don't.
I mean,
I know what to do with him.
I mean, not only that, but I'm just saying, like, you've always seen this with him. You've always seen this with AD, man. He's just, ever since he came to LA, outside that first year, he's been inconsistent, bro. And you can't be that. When you're a superstar, you got to bring it every night. Tell me the nights you see Joel Embiid have a line like that. And people in the chat room sitting up here saying, oh, well, Tiki, you just looking at the stats. You guys don't know basketball, bro. That's why I don't be taking y'all niggas serious. That's why I be doing all y'all like I did Bobby. I don't take y'all niggas serious. If you don't know basketball, you can't stand in no world with me, bro. Because y'all got to understand something. It is about that. If I'm Chilltown and I'm on the court, and I'm going to school all you little niggas right now. If I'm Chilltown and I'm on the court, and we come out to the game as a coach, as a team, as an organization, I'm looking at this guy and I'm saying, okay, I know I'm getting 28 and 12 from him every night. I ain't worried about that. I know I know where that's coming from. Now, the impact of that is how whatever force he's going to have. But I know he's going to give me that. When you look at the great players, KG in his prime, all these guys, you knew what you were getting on a nightly basis. That's being a superstar. That's what's called doing your job. That's what's called being a professional. That's what's called being attached and being locked into the game and locked into your assignment on a nightly basis. Shaq, when he went out on the court, he knew he was going to be damn near 30 and 10 every night. He knew this. Anything else was uncivilized. He was always looking for the hunger for more. He was always on a mission to seek and destroy every single game to prove a point to everybody that he played. These guys don't have that same type of hunger. That's why I can respect a guy like LeBron James You're 39 years old. You still rolling out of bed, getting up, and you can still walk out of bed and still give dudes 25 blase a game. That's discipline. There's no reason a 39-year-old should be leading the team in scoring. Should be leading the team in assists. There's no reason, bro. He got to take some type of accountability. I hate when people say D'Lo or people say Torian Prince. People say this. We start with your star players. When the role players see the star players on a serious note every single night, they know they got to bring it. If the role players see the star players bullshitting, what they gonna do? They're gonna bullshit. Ron, you know this. You play basketball. If you're out here, Ron, you watching your superstar players go through the motions, and you're a role player, sometimes you might fall off and you might not even be locked in. But if you're looking at your superstar players and you say, damn, this motherfucker locked in every single game. Go watch KG before all the games, Chilltown. You know how it is. He locked in before every
He was ready.
single
He was ready.
game. He locked in, Chilltown. And this is what we talking about with AD.
Is
Mars,
everybody Kevin Garnett? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh,
Mars.
no. Damo, you.
Mars hands up. Mars hands up. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Thinking they should be. You getting paid $500,000 a game.
Go ahead, Mars.
I just want to talk.
If I'm paying you hold on, Mars. If I'm paying you $500,000 effing dollars a game, you should be, nigga. If I paid you, if somebody gave you, hold on. If somebody gave Damo $500,000 a game,
Can Mars go?
Damo would give everything he's got every damn game. You know why? Because every time
Anthony Davis is giving everything he has on the defensive end of the basketball because that's what he does. Mars, go ahead, bro. You are done talking. Mars, go ahead. You are done talking.
You're full of shit, and I'm gonna prove to you you're a fucking lie. Here's why you're a lie. Hold on. Here's why you're a lie, nigga. Shut your ass up. You ain't never did nothing on court. Hell up and listen to a G, nigga. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
You're right. I have not played in East Pakistan. You're right.
Hold on.
I didn't play in East Pakistan. You're right.
Here's the proof of what I'm saying. Here's the proof of what I'm saying right here,
hit
Ron.
that Pakistan, though.
Hey,
here's the proof of what I'm saying, Ron. Here's the proof of what I'm saying. Look at Kawhi Leonard right now, y'all. Chilltown. The instant Kawhi, they told Kawhi, we are not going to pay you more checks. What did he do, Chilltown? That motherfucker on the court every single night. Am I right, Chill? When he knew he had the cushion of having his money locked in, they pimped the program. They half-assed it. They didn't want to go out there when it was 100%. Now, when the owner says, no, I want an ROI or return on my effing investment, now you got to go out there on a nightly basis and bring it. Now you have to take your ass out there every single night. So now what are we looking at Kawhi? People are thinking, well, damn, maybe that's the reason why Kawhi was low budget. Maybe because if he had to play every night, like a lot of these guys got to play most nights, then maybe his body wouldn't be right or his game wouldn't look as good as it does. Then he gets 3 or 4 nights of rest sometimes when other players are playing back-to-backs and every other night. But now he's got to go out there every night and make it count. You guys got to understand this, bro. When you get an opportunity to get money that can change your life and change your entire family and change an entire generation, you don't F around, bro. Everybody that goes out there is food, nigga. Every time I come here, nigga, you're food to me, nigga.
Absolutely, Ticket. Absolutely. Please let Mars go so I can go. Please. Go ahead, Mars.
Yeah, I just wanted to address, because I think most people agree AD's been inconsistent. I think it's from before LA. So I just want to read some stretches of games from past AD seasons. Just let me know if you think this is inconsistent. I'm not going to say the year, but just let me know if you think these are inconsistent. 16 points, 30. These are back-to-back. 16, 30, 36, 48, 45, 8, 21, 34, 19, 27, 25, 23, 43, 38, 15, 14. How consistent would you call that?
That was like what?
Well,
16,
it depends
17?
on 2 things. Hold on, Chill. Wait, before you answer that question, wait. Let's look at the games he didn't produce. Was he in? Did he have foul trouble? How many minutes did he play?
No. I checked. He played his regular minutes in all these games. No foul trouble. He had 8 points in 38 minutes with 2 fouls. I checked. I made sure.
Hold on. When did you say this was?
I said it was an AD stretch from before LA. I didn't want to say which year, but it was prime AD. I just didn't want to say
with the Pelicans. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, then I know that nigga was getting hurt some of those games then. Because he was getting,
and he played the very next night. He didn't miss any games in this stretch.
Oh, I'm not saying that. No, I'm saying for AD. Hold on. He would play some nights, and listen what would happen. He would get injured and be done for the rest of the game. That's how AD was. That's why I said read the minutes that he put. That he was.
I said he played 30 plus in all these games, unless it was a blowout.
I gotta go check that because I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Hold on, because AD was what was AD in New Orleans? What was he averaging in New Orleans, Mars?
No, that's how averages work, Ticket. When you have 40-point games followed by 8
Yeah, no, I know that. No, I know that. But I'm saying I'm saying on a regular basis from year in and year out.
He averaged about 28.
Right. So what is he? What is he averaging?
Last year he was inconsistent. He averaged 26.
So the year,
I'm asking what is he averaging right now?
This year I think he's averaging like 21,
22.
But last year he averaged 26, and we still knew he was inconsistent.
26.
Because that's how averages work. When you have a game with when you have 36, 48, and 45 back to back, and then have 8, you still average 29 points a game over the stretch. Because that's how averages work. That's why he's inconsistent. I have another stretch. If
you listen to my example, I said to you, I gave you names. So when I gave you names, I told you other dudes outside. Hold on a second, Mars. I told you other dudes outside of AD. So since you want to play semantics and be a jackass,
I'm not playing semantics. Hold on, Mars. You don't know where I'm going, but you don't know where I'm going.
Go read off the games. Mars, hold on, Mars. I'm gonna give you a couple names, and I ain't even gonna go back in the day. Go read off the numbers for Giannis. Go read off the numbers for Embiid. Go read off the numbers for Jokic. How many games did these niggas take off and have fucked up games like you just read?
I'm going to keep going because I never got to finish because you wanted to start talking. This is another stretch. 27, 23, 12, 20, 24, 18, 20, 12, 39, 26, 34, 24, 19, 12. How consistent is that? Inconsistent.
Hey, read that again. Hold on, wait. One more time. Read that again, Mars.
27, 23, 12, 20, 24, 18, 20, 12, 39, 26, 34, 24, 19, 12.
I know this isn't who I think this is.
It doesn't sound. It sounds. It doesn't sound terribly inconsistent. It sounds pretty.
One more. 18, 28, 8, 17, 18, 16, 22, 17, 23, 41, 22, 24.
That sounds pretty consistent.
So not crazy high volumes. There's no crazy 50-point games. Just a bunch of high teens, low 20s. That's what it is.
That sounds pretty consistent.
But it depends on the player.
It's pretty consistent, but it's not consistent MVP crazy scoring.
No. That sounds right. That sounds like around 18 to 22. That's what that between 18 and 22.
That player I just read, MVP Larry Bird. The player I read before, Tim Duncan. These players don't score these crazy high volume points, and people just ignore the fact that they aren't crazy high volume scorers every night because it happened 20 years ago, and there's not as much attention being paid to.
Hold on.
My whole point is these guys are
hold up right quick. Take it. Let him finish his point.
Hold on. No, Ron. I got to answer for that. I got to answer for that because this boy don't know shit about basketball. See, what he did to you guys was cherry pick, and y'all thought this stupid motherfucker was smart. What he did was he went and got 2 guys that were on super teams. So their numbers would change night to night because when you have 3 superstars or 4 superstars on the team, not every superstar player is scoring the same amount of 27, 28 points a night. On the Lakers, it's just LeBron James and AD, chump. So when you're talking about Larry Legend and the Boston Celtics, you also have to talk about Kevin McHale, you big dummy. You also have to talk about Robert Parrish, you big dummy. Some years you have to talk about JoJo White, you big dummy. Some years you have to talk about the chipping in that Danny Ainge and these guys do. You big dummy. And I can go all the way across.
I didn't get to finish my point because you kept. No, don't hold on because I wasn't done and you cut me off. No,
and then with Tim Duncan,
hold on, I wasn't done. I didn't even get to finish my point. You don't even know what point I'm making. First of all, the 04 Spurs are not a super team. So that's just not true. The 04 Spurs aren't a super team. The Celtics, cool, call them a super team all you want. My point I'm making is not that, Larry Bird is inconsistent. He's not that good. No, the point I'm making is throughout history, there have been superstars who provided value in different ways other than scoring, who weren't consistently putting up 25 every single night. I could find the 04 Spurs were not a super team, but I'm going
to name their roster right now.
The 04 Spurs that went to the NBA.
The 04 Spurs had a year 3 Tony Parker, a sophomore year Manu Ginobili,
year 2
Bruce Bowen, Rasho
Nesterovic.
All right, whatever, cool. I'm gonna carry on anyway. If you call that super team, good for you.
Hold on.
Good for you.
Ginobili, Parker, and Duncan, anywhere between year 2 and year 8 or 10. That's a super team.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
okay.
Ticket.
What are you
No,
talking
it's
No,
not.
he can believe that.
No, it is
I
not.
don't. I'm not
No,
gonna lie.
it's
I
not.
don't care if that's what you
Mars,
do.
finish your point. Finish your point.
My point is, guys who aren't their main value being scoring. Larry Bird's main value was his scoring plus his passing, plus his rebounding, plus his playing transition, plus his shooting. All of those things, he didn't have to score consistently every night, 24 plus. Even though he averaged 24, I think in his MVP years, he didn't have to do that every single night because he was asked to do other things and no one labeled him inconsistent. Right. Tim Duncan, the same way. Kevin Garnett, I could find the stretch of Kevin Garnett being an inconsistent scorer. And guess what? He was the only superstar on the team. And I could find that stretch. So it's not just AD. This has been going on throughout NBA history of players being not crazy. Let me go find KG.
Let me
go find KG.
Why he find? I'm about to say why he finds that. Let me just say the point I was trying to make with the AD thing. The what I wanted to make. It makes no sense when we're talking about a guy like Anthony Davis because I know, and everyone up here should know, he's not Kevin Garnett. He's not that guy. When we're talking, when we're having conversations about basketball players, when we're having these conversations, it makes no sense to draw a comparison to the highest of high extremes. When we're talking about basketball, oh my god, damn man, like this is crazy. But anyway, when we're talking about players' work ethic, when we're talking about players' work ethic, it makes no sense to say, "Oh man, James Harden out here, he not working." When you got a guy like Kobe Bryant, he was in the gym every night.
Don't want to debate this nigga don't know nothing about basketball, nigga.
Everybody is not.
I see why nigga don't want to debate you, nigga. You don't know nothing about basketball, nigga. You niggas come up here and talk dumb shit, nigga.
Ticket, bro. Ticket. I need you to let people finish their points.
It took me 2 seconds. I found the stretch for KG.
This shit is fucking stupid.
You gonna sit up here with a straight face and lie.
He sits up here with a straight face. Let that shit rock. That's just fucking whack. Mute this nigga. Put him in the back.
Damn right,
Ticket. Chill, bro.
This nigga just over talking nigga.
Oh, he left.
No, he left.
Bullshit.
No, he left. I found the stretch for KG if anyone's interested. I found the stretch for KG. Didn't take long. This is the 03 Timberwolves. KG, not on a super team. Everyone understands. Asked to do most of the scoring. Asked to be the best player on the team. KG, 13, 23, 12, 23, 17, 28, 24, 14, 16, 28, 27, 34, 15, 19. They're all inconsistent. They all have games where they score high 20s. They have games where they score mid-teens, high teens, low 20s. They all do it. But because it wasn't as highly mediated, I guess is the word. It wasn't in the media where KG would have 14-point games. And the same way with AD in New Orleans. It wasn't in the media when AD would score 9 points because he's not in LA. You're acting like AD is a newly inconsistent player. Like when saying, oh, it's only been since he got to AD. Since he got to the Lakers. No, that's not true. AD has historically been an inconsistent scorer because that's not where he brings his main value. KG was a historically inconsistent scorer. It was one of my main gripes with him, which is why I don't rank him as highly all-time. Well, actually, I rank him higher than most people. But it's why I don't view him as great as a scorer as some people do, because his scoring wasn't that great consistently. Larry Bird wasn't very consistent as a scorer. Tim Duncan, for a lot of his years, wasn't very consistent as a scorer. You can find many players who were like that. Even Hakeem wasn't that consistent as a scorer, especially if you look in the early 90s. You can find many people where their games were 21, 29, 18, 42, 26, 13, 28. You can find a bunch of players who that applies to. It's not just Anthony Davis. It's been happening throughout NBA history. You're just paying more attention to it because you watch every single Lakers game. He's playing next to the greatest of the generation, so you want him to be this all-time 28-point per game, every single game player. He's not that. He's never been that. And a lot of people throughout history have never been that. And we've never criticized them for it. I never hear anyone criticize Tim Duncan for not consistently putting up 25 every single night when he's only averaged 25 one time. Now, I understand he played in a slower paced era. So 25 then is different to 25 now. I understand that. But him having 12-point games, 18-point games, 16-point games, 24-point games is still inconsistent. Even if it's on a lower volume, it's still inconsistent. That's my whole point. Not all give AD a pass. No, I don't care about that. My point is, there's been a lot of players, all-time greats, who have been inconsistent, who we seem to ignore because we don't talk about on a game-by-game basis. This show didn't exist when Tim Duncan was playing in 2004. This show didn't exist when KG was playing in 2003. Otherwise, people would probably have the same problems with them. But we don't have those things, so we talk about them in a vacuum. We talk about Larry Bird in a vacuum in the 1984 season. We don't talk about the fact that he had stretches where he wasn't consistently scoring. We talk about Magic Johnson in a vacuum in 1987. There were stretches where he didn't consistently score 20. We understand he brought different things to the table, though, the same way AD does. It's not a crazy concept to understand that players who aren't consistently scoring but are still great do other things on the basketball court. AD is the best defender in the world to 95% of people. If he's not the best, he's top 3 to 100% of people. Give him credit for being that consistently. And when he doesn't do that, like against the Kings a couple weeks ago or last week, then we get onto AD. AD, why are you not doing your job defensively? The defense comes first, the offense comes after. It's been the same way with many people. Did anyone look, oh, Bill Russell, you weren't a consistent enough scorer, buddy? No, because we know his value is on defense. Do we look at Oscar Robertson and be like, hey, man, you weren't scoring enough tonight, even though you got 16 assists? No, you weren't scoring. Like, we didn't do that. No one did that because A, games weren't as televised. B, we didn't have these media shows taking all the attention talking about every single game. We're on this show 5 days a week. If AD has one bad game in a week, we're going to talk about it because we're here every single day. We would have been the same with every single superstar throughout history. It's not different.
I just need to say, it is not giving Anthony Davis a pass to realize you put him on a pedestal he didn't deserve to be on. In 2020, when he was going on a tear in a bubble and it looked all great, I was niggas. Niggas was sitting there, oh, he's over Tim Duncan. Oh, he's the best in the world. I was niggas. When I first got on PC in the playoffs, we were trying to make a run and I wanted us to win a championship. So I'm out here putting him on a pedestal he doesn't deserve to be on. And I'm wrong. That's fine. I can say I'm wrong. Coming back down to reality is realizing who Anthony Davis actually is. So yes, I don't think he's not better than Tim Duncan. He's not greater than Tim Duncan. He is not greater than Kevin Garnett.
Fuck you, nigga. Fuck you, niggas, man.
Yes, fuck you, nigga. Fuck you. Fuck you. How about that? How about that? Fuck you.
Come on, man.
Come on, yo.
Ticket, man.
Let's talk. I'm letting you know right now. I'm letting everybody know right now. From now on, bro.
This is nonsense, man.
I'm on that type of time with Ticket 24.
Come on, man.
Yo. Hey, I know, guys. Right quick. Let's all have an intervention. Yo, who's in the back?
Come on.
Can you play the slow music? We're all gonna have an intervention. Me, Bob, Tiki, Domo.
Let me know next time you're Charlotte. Let me know next time you're Charlotte. Let me know next time you're Charlotte.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
You always try to put me on mute, nigga. You only put me on mute.
You the only one cutting people off. Tiki, I'm not gonna put you on mute if you don't cut nobody off. Hey, chat, just give us a second. We trying to get everything together. My man. We going in the back room, chat.
That shit ain't cool, nigga. You do that stuff every day. It's 5-on-1 every single day. But you always try to put me on mute.
Hold on, Ron.
You my fucking age, nigga. Act like it. You too goddamn like this.
Body bag, nigga.
You ain't no body bag. You got some nerve.
All right, Damo, I'm sorry. Hey, Damo, you know the second player always gets attacked too. My bad. I'm sorry.
Hey, yo, Mars, I am happy that you brought up AD getting exposed against the Kings. Though, good job, Mars.
Yeah, he was cooked on that game. No explanation. If he's not bringing it defensively and he's bad offensively, nah, that's where you're like, okay, AD, that's terrible. But if he's bringing great,
only on Players' Choice do they give dudes the pass who paid like superstars for being mediocre. I don't give that shit no pass. And this is the problem we have in this new era in Chilltown. No, I'm ashamed of your old ass for out here capping for these young niggas because it don't work. Because every time you get a debate, they still go against you, bro. They still vote against you. You come out here and you debate, and they still vote against you, and you try to get on your knees for these people.
Let me make sure that I'm understanding this correctly.
Let me make sure I'm understanding this correctly. That man getting paid $500,000 a game to be great.
Of all the people that's up there, you, on the other hand, you
demand greatness.
I back you more than anybody on this show. I do. Nobody on this show has your back more than I do. Nobody. You and sit there and say that I don't. You are lying. You know what? I'm not. And now that's not only do I not. Not only do I not. I always stick up for you.
I know what era you came from. I know what era you came from.
On top of all of that, what I also do is I look at things objectively. You sit there and call me a coon and a company man because I don't agree with everything that you say.
You were compromised somewhere.
Everything that you say, you got some nerve.
Some nerve. Who's paying you to say this stuff, man? You were compromised
paying
somewhere.
you?
Because you,
That's
because
the
you, I'm gonna
question.
tell you something.
Because you know for a fact that I got your back
come from an
every
era,
time.
You come from
Because
an
I
era
don't
of
agree with
accountability.
you on everything.
These are some crazy allegations.
Because I don't agree with you on everything.
No,
I'm
it
a
ain't about
company
that.
man,
It ain't
and I'm a
about it
clown.
ain't about that.
You got
It ain't-
some
hold on.
nerve to get.
It ain't
You
about
hold
that.
on. You got some nerve
Ticket.
fucking to me like that.
Ticket. Right quick, fellas.
No,
Ticket,
Ron, we
ticket.
not doing that.
Listen. Hey,
Ticket.
chill town, check it out. I don't need nobody to have my back. I had my back from the own beginning. I'm me without none of this shit. I'm me without none of this shit. I'm a man. If any one of these niggas leave right now, they can't do what the fuck I did, nigga.
So don't say it's 5 on 1.
Period.
Don't say that it's 5 on 1.
Y'all get mad. Hold on. Y'all get mad and y'all get in y'all feelings when somebody got a difference of opinion over here. My opinion, hold on. My opinion, no. You only put me on mute. You try to cut me off and censor me because I have a different opinion than all these other guys.
You overtalk everybody. You don't do nothing but overtalk niggas. You sit around yelling like an old ass angry nigga all goddamn day. That shit is annoying. No, you don't listen to nobody. You wait to talk. Shut your ass up. Let me know when you Charlotte again, nigga.
You bottom of the barrel, boy. You bottom of the barrel, boy.
Find out about it. Come find out about me then. Come find out about me.
I found another stretch of games.
Can we 18, do that, Mars?
Yeah,
can we,
18, 22, 25,
Right,
26,
Scott Foster.
38, 33, 35, 19, 29, 20, 20, 23, 30, 18, 25, 26, 22, 15. That's Shaq.
Yo, what are these numbers?
Scoring numbers from superstars throughout history to show that not every superstar puts up 25 every single night, because no one's ever done that other than maybe MJ, maybe Kobe.
Ox, check the screen. I showed this earlier. 80's last 10 games, and that's when Mars went into the archives.
Bad, and that's as far as points go, that's not bad. Like, yeah, it's a little inconsistent. I see a 9 point, I see a 10 point, and we want AD to be great, but AD's doing other things besides scoring. You know.
If Anthony Davis wasn't playing for the Lakers, would we be talking about him like this?
No,
well, you know that's the Laker media.
If he was playing in Toronto, would we be talking about him like this?
Is that yes, chill. That's the point. The way we have a platform here in Lemon Players Choice. Every single day there's a show. 5 days a week there's the panel. 3 days a week there's open gym. We talk about more than any team. We talk about the Lakers. That's it. The Lakers are the most talked about team we have. We have a show that goes two times a week about the Lakers. The panel talks about the Lakers every time they play a game. So yes, AD is going to get spoken about a lot more.
Hey, Teddy Hart, you ain't no supporter. You can kiss my ass, nigga. You don't give a fuck, nigga. I came in this motherfucker. I came in this world through the coochie of my mama, nigga.
You not fucking care, bro. Shut up.
So
Mars, I disagree, because if Anthony Davis is seen as a top 10 player on any other team, if he's still viewed as a top 10 player, then I promise you, everyone is still going to have.
He's doing that. Hey, Ron, he's doing that, Ron.
I'm not going to let you bash the people. Come on, man.
They didn't do this with AD and New Orleans.
It goes along with your little game. You want to split me, right? You want to split me, right? Hey, Ron, like I said, Ron. You know what? Everybody in the comments section too. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say.
Chill, my nigga. Chill, bro. It's cool.
Yeah, nigga.
Hey, we're here yet, so we can come get this nigga.
I'm a grown man.
Because the Lakers
ain't cool, nigga. Because when somebody holds somebody accountable and responsible, y'all got a problem with that, bro.
Actually playing for the Lakers, they've now won the NBA championship within the last 5 years. So because they've won the NBA championship, Damo, now the level, in addition to him playing for the Lakers, now the bar has been raised, because now what they expect is Shaq and Kobe kind of production. They expect Magic and Jabbar kind of production, because they won it. See, y'all wasn't expecting this from Julius Randle. You weren't talking like this about Brook Lopez. Absolutely not. And the reason why you weren't doing that, because of what didn't happen. We saw Anthony Davis, who finished right outside the top 5 in league MVP votes in the 1920 season. This never happened in my lifetime where a guy on the best team in the Western Conference, which is the Lakers, by the way, lead that team in points, rebounds, and blocks, and not be considered the league MVP. At that point, that's who Anthony Davis was. Now, you can put some context on what he was doing, how great he was playing. The point is that he was awesome. And not only was he awesome, the Lakers won the NBA championship. So immediately the logic, Damo, is we're back. And we're going to be back for a long time. And this is what it's going to be. If Anthony Davis was doing this in Toronto, if he was doing this in, I don't know, Atlanta, it would be an outlier. They wouldn't be expecting this, what they're expecting from him.
But he chose to come to the Lakers, right, Chill?
Actually, so when he comes to the Lakers and he's giving me 26, 28, 34. He goes on stretches where he's 35 and 15, and then he drops off. Immediately, he's going to get scrutinized, because he's compared to guys like Shaq at this point. He's compared to guys like Jabbar and Chamberlain, because this is the standard with the Lakers. As opposed to if he was playing in Minnesota, who is he actually compared to? If he was playing in Cleveland, who was he actually compared to? That's why, even though, to Mars's point, we're talking about an Anthony Davis who is arguably the best defensive player on the planet. He's not a good defensive player. He's the best defensive player on the planet and an elite glass cleaner. But the fact that he's inconsistent as a scorer, because he's being compared to guys like Shaq, because he's being compared to guys like Chamberlain and guys like that, he gets roasted a little bit more.
Fellas, we do need to move on from both LA teams. But before we do, hey, Ticket the Great, I got one question for you. So far this season, I just want you to rank these 4 players in terms of disappointment, embarrassment, and just flat out terribleness. Yes, terribleness. We got Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook. Can you rank those 4 players in terms of who's the most disappointing this season so far?
Number 4 is Russ. He's the last place because he shouldn't even be on this list because he sacrificed when he didn't have to help James Harden. So he's number 4. Number 3 would be I'm gonna say number 3 is Kawhi. The reason why I say number 3 is Kawhi is because he's actually playing every single game this season. So he's doing what we asked him to do as far as being on the court. His production, I think, has something strictly to do with the guy who I think is number 1. But let me go to number 2. Number 2 is AD. And I'm gonna say this again, man. When you choose to get traded and you demand to go to LA, a franchise where you know what the expectations are, don't get mad when people hold you to those expectations. This is the same dude that when LeBron James broke the all-time scoring record, he was so selfish in himself and so upset that he didn't stand up like the rest of his teammates did. Even though Russ had beef with LeBron, he stood up and clapped for the man. This man sat down due to his own selfishness and wanting to be the man. So what did LeBron James do? LeBron James, and I have to give him this, he has made every concession to try to alleviate all of AD's problems and allow him to be the man. He came out and said, hey, man, this is your team. You're the man. Do your thing. You can be the main guy. That ain't my fault for calling him out for not being that. If you have greatness in your ability on both ends, why is it a problem when I ask you to do that every night? You're getting paid $500,000. That's all I'm saying. And listen, I can understand if you have some nights where your numbers ain't right. I've said this before, but I'm talking about the effort. I'm talking about the determination. I'm talking about the attention to detail. Watch him play, bro. It's not there. These nights when he's having bad games, he's lifeless, bro. I'm not coming in just making this up. I'm watching the games. I understand this. You can't tell nobody that came from nothing, bro. Nothing. That if I'm going to give you $500,000, you're going to go out here and half-ass and pimp the program, bro. And when you have great guys, that's why you need guys like Charles Oakley on the coaching staff. That's why you need guys like Terry Davis on the coaching staff, Ben Wallace on the coaching staff. All of these guys that every single day, they're going to push you to the limit and demand you to be great every day. Because if they don't, you will not be able to reach the max. That's why guys like Kobe Bryant. That's why guys like Shaquille O'Neal. That's why guys like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's why guys like Michael Jeffrey Jordan. That's why guys like LeBron Ramon James saw greatness. Because every single day they took this shit serious. Nigga, 39 years old, poking his fucking chest out every goddamn night. And you can't come along and do your thing? You can't come along every single night and say, hey, dog, I'm with you on the ride. I'm just going to leave you hanging half the games? No, I'm supposed to bring it with you. You still out here trying to win championships. Come on, man. And number 1 is James Harden. The worst type of person in the league. A person that'll quit on every single team and people still give him credit. And y'all talk about, oh, ticket, quit, ticket. I never quit. I always come in here every single day when it's 5-on-1 and me against the chat. Because none of these little niggas can understand the shit of a nigga like me. You understand what I'm saying? who went from having fucking $0 in my pocket, nigga, working at a goddamn grocery store, to becoming a millionaire because I love this shit. These little niggas can't understand that. They will never understand the shit I went through. These is YouTube niggas right here, bro. And if you pulled these niggas up and told them to give their names, give their occupations, and give them what they do, they a bunch of niggas looking like James Harden look on that screen right now, just talking shit behind the computer screen.
Yo,
How many
right.
times does a guy have to show you he's inconsistent or not be that guy for you to realize, okay, maybe the expectation, he's just not that guy? At what point do you need to realize a guy isn't that guy? I'm asking everybody.
And to the nigga in the comment section who said, dog, it's not that serious. Nigga, when you dealing with hundreds of millions of dollars, nigga is dead serious. Nigga, anything in life where you dealing with hundreds of millions of dollars, nigga is dead serious.
It depends on where we are.
Niggas, hold on. Niggas out here, Chilltown know this, where he come from. People out here getting laid down in the streets for $100, $500. Then we talking about $500,000 a game? Come on, bro. If I had Chilltown, I said, yo, Chill, I'm gonna give you, and Chill, be honest about this, bro. If I say, yo, Chill, Bobby Evans, I'm gonna give y'all $500,000 a game. You know what Bobby gonna do? Every single night, Bobby gonna bring it. I don't care what he got. You're not gonna sit up here and say that effort wasn't there. So I ain't just talking about the points with AD. I'm talking about on these nights, the life is not there. Look at him on the court. The fight is not there. Every night you can say, oh, KG might have had that slippers again. His effort was there. You never question the effort of Tim Duncan. You never question the effort of Larry Bird. You never question the effort of Jordan. You never question the effort of none of those guys that was great. Truly
Is
great.
AD any of those guys?
Definitely question the
He's
effort
top
of the team.
75 all time. They say he's top one of the top
But is he
75
one of those guys, though? Okay, so is Damian Lillard. Is he one of those guys? What are we talking about?
Yeah, and that's why I call him out for it.
But, or you can just realize, even if you're also on the top 75, there's still levels to it. There's like the top 15 of the top 75, and there's the rest of the fodder. Like, everyone's not that guy.
Man,
That's
bro,
all I'm saying.
Damo, he's one of the
Everybody
highest paid
isn't
players
Kevin
ever,
Garnett. That's fine.
Damo,
So is
if
Rudy
you're one of the
Gobert.
highest, Damo,
You're
if
not
you're one of
talking about
Damo,
Rudy
respectfully,
Gobert like
Damo,
that.
No, let's
respectfully.
hold Lenny Wilkins to that standard.
If I pay you the highest amount of money in the league, damn near, Damo, you know what I expect from you? I expect the most from you, bro, because I'm paying you the most. Damo, here's the problem I have with you, Damo. I'm gonna be respectful to you. I'm gonna be respectful to you. But here's the problem I have with you. No, Damo, here's the problem I have with you. And I'm gonna tell you something respectfully. As a brother, I'm gonna tell you this. Damo, the problem I have with you is you'll come in here and say this. This is what you do. You'll come in here and say, oh, these role players didn't do this. They need to be more consistent, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. But you will give AD concessions sometimes and say, oh, well, this is who I ain't think he was. No, bro. Do you think that's what the Lakers thought when they paid on that money? Do you think that when the Lakers paid AD that money, they thought, oh, okay, it's going to be cool if he show up some nights and don't show up other nights? Man, they paying you to be there on a nightly basis, bro. That we have lost the essence of true greatness, bro. Did y'all hear what Gil said, how he felt? And everybody can say anything they want to think about Gilbert Arenas. Do you know how Gil said he felt when he was on the bench them first 40 games of his career, Chilltown? He said it killed him. He was at practice going at dude's Knicks every day to earn his spot, bro. These is facts. You're not satisfied with that. That's why I love going at it with Bobby. Bobby don't back down. When I talk shit to Bobby, Bobby want that shit, bro. He want that shit. I respect that. I don't respect AD, bro. I don't respect James Harden. I don't respect guys like that because they have been blessed with an ability and a capability and they don't max out. And I don't like that, bro. You supposed to, in anything you do in life, you're supposed to be a max out. That's why we got a lot of mediocrity around here right now. And these is facts, bro. We got to stop giving dudes passes because, oh, well, hey, what do y'all expect from AD? This is what he do.
It's not giving him a pass to acknowledge that he's not that guy. That's not giving him a pass. That is being realistic about what it is. That's being logical about what we have. Give Anthony Davis a pass because I'm telling you, he's not the guy that I said he was in the playoffs last year when I first got on this goddamn platform. He's not that guy. I was wrong. When I said he was better than Giannis, I was wrong. He's not that guy. That's not a pass. That's the truth. If we're talking about how much players are getting paid, no one is holding Rudy Gobert to the standards like everybody else is getting paid that money. It's a difference when you know who the guy is. That's all I'm saying. If me sitting here saying, yo, you know what? Anthony Davis just ain't that guy. If that's giving him a pass, then why me? I don't know what you niggas want then. Because I'm going to sit here and lie and be like, okay, I'm expecting Anthony Davis to be a guy that he just isn't. Is that realistic?
What do you think?
Here's
Damo, what do you think the Lakers
the
respect? What do you think the Lakers respect when they
I
paid him,
don't
Damo?
care what the Lakers are thinking
Yeah.
because for years and
Right.
years and years, the Lakers front office, management, president, owner, they have been incompetent in so many ways. So I don't know what they're thinking because I'm in my home with one Laker jersey, a LeBron poster, a Kobe poster, working on YouTube. I don't work in the NBA, so I don't know what they're thinking. I don't care what they think. I disagree with a lot of shit that they think. I don't care. But what I do know is Anthony Davis is not Shaq. Anthony Davis is not KG. Anthony Davis is not Tim Duncan. He's not LeBron. He's not Jordan. He's Anthony Ramon Sabone Cologne Davis. That's who he is. The man, again, if all I'm saying is, yo, AD genuinely, I feel like more nights than not, he's giving it on the offensive end. That's it. On the defensive end. He's going on the defensive end. The offensive end is just not there consistently. He's just not that nigga consistently on offense. If me being real about who that nigga is excuses and giving him a pass, then you niggas are delusional. You niggas are crazy. And you niggas are terrorists.
Where do you see him at, Damo?
Where do I see him at? I see him as one of the
Offense,
better defenders.
no. I'm gonna ask you a question, Damo.
Offensively,
Where do you see?
offensively,
No. Listen. Yeah. Forget the defense. I agree with you on defense.
Offensively,
But
I see a guy who has.
Hold on, wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Damo, I'm gonna ask you a question. If you've seen a player do something, and Bob, all y'all can answer this question. Bob, I know how Bob thinks. If Bob is coaching a team, and Bob coach girls right now, Bob know this. If he see he have a player, and he see that they can play to a certain level over a large stretch of game, Bob is going to expect that person to be able to get to that level more than not on a regular basis, and he's going to demand it. Bob knows whatever level as a coach that you can get, I know you can get to, you should be able to get to that level more than not on a nightly basis if you're great. What I'm saying to you is AD has repeatedly shown us that he can destroy Embiid when he wants. He can destroy Giannis when he wants. He can destroy any of these top big men in the league when he wants. But he's also showed us that he can let him off the hook. That's unacceptable because once you've shown us the skills to be able to do it, you should be able then to have what we call consistency. And that's the problem I have with you, Dom, is that you don't hold AD to the standard of offensively where he should be consistently offensively because no other great big that was at those levels in NBA history, at those levels, were not asked to play offense and defense. And Chilltown can tell you this. And I'm talking about they were asked to be the best offensive players and defense. And that's what the Lakers are paying AD to do. They're not paying LeBron James right now to be the best offensive player on the team. They're paying AD to be the best offensive and defensive player on the team because they know he's capable of doing that. If I'm lying, Chilltown, tell me I'm flying,
They
bro.
thought he was capable of doing that. Maybe they were just wrong. And again, let me answer the question you're trying to ask me. What do I think of Anthony Davis on offense? I think he's a guy that has the talent. I think he's a guy that has the skill set to be able to give you high numbers or be able to score whenever he wants. I don't think he has the motor or the drive to be that guy consistently on offense because he's that guy on defense. That's what he does. But on offense, he just doesn't have that dog in him to be that consistently, which is very rare. I'm talking to a bunch of guys that played basketball on way higher levels than me. So on the bottom of the barrel, as I was told, of basketball that I played on teams with guys who had talent. They didn't have fight. They didn't have dog. They didn't have anything in them. Chill. Have you played with guys like that? Ron? Take it. Have y'all played with guys like that? They had the skill, but you just didn't have the drive. Well, I'm sorry, Marsh. It wasn't basketball. I didn't think you played ball.
Yeah, but those guys didn't play. Those guys didn't play for us.
Hold on. What I'm saying is people have played with guys who had the skills. They just didn't have the dog or the drive. Now, Anthony Davis might. That's what I'm seeing him as right now. The guy on offense who his motor, his drive to be dominant on the offensive end every night is just not there. And we've seen that in the NBA before. A guy like Vince Carter had all the tools to be a phenomenal. Hold on. He had the tools to be a phenomenal all-time great player. But even Gilbert Arenas, the guy you just mentioned, the guy you just brought up, he said himself, man, Vince just didn't want it as bad as he should have. Vince didn't.
I agree.
He did not want it.
I agree. And that's the reason why you're right. Hold on. You're right. Damo, you're right. And that's the reason why he didn't reach the levels he should have reached. But ask Chilltown this and ask Bob this. Chill, if you're a coach How do you feel about Anthony Davis as a coach right now? Are you satisfied with what you're seeing on a nightly basis offensively, Bob and Chill?
Am I satisfied with what I see with Anthony Davis on the nightly basis?
If you're Anthony Davis's coach, Chilltown, and you seeing exactly what Mars they laid out there on the screen, Ron did, what are you saying to AD as a coach of this very Lakers team where LeBron's 39 years old and they're supposed to be passing the torch to AD based off what you've seen from his ability, his capability? You as a coach, what are you saying to AD?
That he needs to be more consistent scoring the basketball. That's what I'm saying to him.
That you have it. And why? Hold on. Phil, and why do you say that, sir? Because you know he has the ability, right?
In order for us to win, in order for us to get to where we're trying to go, he's got to be more consistent as a scorer. I already know what he is defensively. He's got to be more consistent as a scorer. And and Damo, to the question that you asked, I mean, we're talking about a guy who is elite. I mean, Anthony Davis had a 5-year stretch. We averaged 26 a game. 5 straight years, we averaged 26 a game. Don't tell me you can't score the basketball when for half a decade you're over 25 a game. He can do that.
All right, fellas, we're gonna go ahead and move on from AD and the Lakers and the Clippers. There was more games last night.
I know I'm late. My bad, bro. My bad. I know I'm late, and that's my fault. I need to be more punctual. I had to talk to some teachers, this morning. But real quick though, Ron, I do want to say this. I know y'all talked about the Clippers already, but just to let y'all know, the Clippers will be fine. Just give them a little time. Give them a little time. Trust me. The Clippers will be fine. They'll be A-okay. Come holler at me in March. Y'all see.
W positivity.
That's all I got to say, Ron. I'm done. Also, Ron, yo, shout out to my foam roller. I did not know foam rollers were really like that. My whole life, I tried
to tell you back in 2015.
13. Shout out to my
foam Supreme. You running your mouth in the chat. You'll never reach levels I reach. You'll never reach levels I reach. So you shut your mouth up, Supreme, in the chat room. You'll never reach levels I reach. You know why I even played at the level I played at and got to earn the money I earned? It's because I had real dudes that was pushing me every day when I thought I couldn't do the shit at first. When I thought I couldn't be this dude at first. I had dudes that would refuse to accept no for an answer. And that's all I'm saying with Damo and Mars and them about AD. And it ain't just, we talking about, we looking at his numbers, but we're also looking at the effort, bro, offensively, bro. This dude seemed tuned out a lot of nights, Chill. I'm not lying, bro. He seemed like he's not demanding the ball. He don't call for the ball. He don't ask for the ball. The great ones do that, bro. The great ones want that peel, bro. Bobby know this, man. He played basketball, bro. Ron, you know this. And that's the reason why I get so mad at y'all, because y'all know I'm not lying, bro. Any dude, Anthony Davis, without a lie, has top 5 ever talent. It's not me saying this. It's all the great players in the history of the NBA saying this. All the great ones, Chilltown. What have you heard them say about AD? This dude got top 5 all-time talent. He don't even tap into the greatness that he truly has. He doesn't. I see it 100 times better than I could have ever been. And I'm looking at AD. If he really wanted it, and Bob, you know I'm not lying, bro. In your heart, y'all know I'm not lying. If he really wanted it, AD could destroy the league. He could average over 30 a game if he really wanted to.
That brother might need to get him a foam roller. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm a whole different dude today than I was 72 hours ago.
I tried to tell you 10 years ago about the foam roller.
Yo, Ron, I got an appointment today because my knee was tripping. I'm like, yo, I might need to get another MRI. But I'm like, when did I get hurt? I've been playing ball the past 3 weeks. I'm like, when did I get hurt? And then I had this like knot right above my knee. I went to hit the foam roller. Woo! I feel like I just, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I had a eruption, if you will. I was like, whoa.
Don't say it, Chill. Do not focus. You had a what?
That foam roller brought me back, Ron. I feel like I'm like 26 again, bro.
Yo, though, Ox, you said you've been playing the last 3 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
You been making your layups?
My left-hand layups, I don't miss no left-hand layups, but
okay, all right.
Well, carry on, though.
Hey,
hog up the time.
Chill. I sometimes I go back and watch random old episodes. They'll just come across my timeline. I'm like, man, what is this? I'll put it on. I'll watch a couple minutes of it. Are you convinced with Ox's long ball?
Ox can shoot the long ball. Yes, he can, yo. I'm not.
There you go line again.
Yo, no, I'm not. I
That
was
shit,
there.
bro. That shit like Bill Cartwright shit, man. Come on, bro.
I was
Stop
there,
lying, man.
Ticket, you wasn't there. I was there, Ticket.
Bro,
I
I've
was
seen
there.
it.
Bro, why you do that, bro?
Hold on. I've seen
I was there.
I've seen full game video of Bob playing pro basketball. I got the nigga on tape. Bro, don't you know I can get all the stuff I need to get? I got 3 games on Bob on video. So you don't think I do my homework?
I see.
Bob, I'll tell you one thing Bob will do. Bob will box you out. Hold on. Bob will box the hell out of you. He'll fight you under the basket. You understand what I'm saying? He ain't hitting no threes, bro. He ain't even looking to shoot threes like that in the game at all. Bob is a dude. He gonna set hard picks. Bob gonna do everything hard. But he ain't. We talking about offensive. Go get 30. That ain't his game.
That's the scouting report on ball. He a dirty work guy.
I'll get you 15 though.
Oh, cool. Oh no, and that's gonna be a hard 15 to get. And I'm gonna give Bob that. He go hard. I ain't gonna lie. He go hard as hell. He's strong and he go hard. I'm not gonna lie about that, bro. But you sitting up here saying, "Oh yeah, he can shoot the long ball." Man, he can't shoot no long ball, man. I shoot the long ball. And if he come out there,
from what I saw, he can shoot the long ball.
Hey, the thing about it though,
I shoot like Larry Bird.
You actually got a little bit of AD in you.
It was bad.
I'm gonna say that because whenever you want to get money, whenever you want to get bucks on the court, you can. It's just sometimes you choose not to. You wanna be a point guard. I'll be like, bro, go get a bucket. Go. See, you want to be Magic Johnson instead of being a killer sometimes. Sometimes,
right,
and sometimes you'll get in the mode, and then sometimes you'll get in the mode where you want to really, go crazy.
Doc's got that J way back in the back of his head, and
I'm blocking that shit.
It was I don't know, Ticket. If you
he shoot that shit against me, that shit getting punched down. See, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all, this YouTube shit is a fantasy for y'all. When niggas see me in the face, nigga, in the flesh, when I do pull up, nigga, that shit gonna be reality. And all these people in the comment section, them niggas' feelings gonna be hurt, nigga. And them niggas gonna switch up quick when they see their favorite little puppy get hit by a goddamn freight train, nigga.
Wait, am I supposed to be the puppy in this?
You are.
Oh shit. Oh, shit.
All right, y'all.
Hey, move on. Move on.
All-Star Weekend, a puppy meets a freight train. If the puppy and the freight train show up, but we'll just have to see.
All-Star Weekend, I'm gonna be at Montego Bay. That's that. I already got plans that weekend. Well, come on, pull up then. If y'all gonna pull up,
what to Montego?
I'll send you the resort I'm gonna be at.
Please don't tempt me with a good time.
But send that link through. Yeah.
But Ron, this is the last thing. Damo, no disrespect to you, brother. But that's what I hate when you be saying that. Like when you come in here and say that stuff about role players, that's the only reason why I get mad at you, dog. And Chilltown, I get mad at him because he an OG. He know what I'm talking about, bro. And them nigga be sitting up here acting like I'm saying something that's foreign, bro. I'm not, bro. Chill grew up around real G's like that, bro. His own cousin. If he was coaching AD, this nigga know. But he ain't gonna say it how I'm saying it because he don't want to look crazy how I look to all these new age suckers that's in the comment section.
Tiggy, can I ask you, has there ever been a team that won the NBA championships where the role players on the team were not important pieces for them winning that championship?
I didn't say that. No, I agree with you.
No, I'm just asking you. Go ahead.
I'm saying, but you don't expect the role players to be consistent all the time. Role players come and go. Role players coming. The 2 players you expect to be consistent is your star players. Everybody else follows, Damo. If you're the leader of the team, Damo, and I see you going out here to go get it, I got to follow. If I'm watching AD, my bad.
We gotta move on from AD. It was a bunch of games last night. Well, not a bunch of games, but it was a few other games last night. Before I get into these super chats, is there anything that was glaring to you guys that you want to talk about from last night?
Jordan Poole sucked. Damo's right. Jordan Poole needs to be out of the NBA. I'm tired of this nigga, man. Excuse my language. That dude, man. I'm watching him, bro. I told Chill a couple days ago. He don't know what he's doing. The Golden State Warriors hit him perfectly, bro. Because I'm watching him. After this contract is up, bro, he got blessed by getting this contract he got. That was the biggest blessing he ever got. Because he'd be out of the league. He'd be out of the NBA. Bro, this dude don't look like an NBA basketball player. And can't believe I was that wrong. And I apologize to people for being wrong and saying that this dude was the next Steph Curry. I apologize. I need to be slapped and pissed on for saying that.
Ty Lue,
Like golden shower.
watching
Crazy.
that game last night. Ty Lue looked like he
Insane
lost some
sneaker,
years
man.
on his life coaching that game last night. He looks like I'm not sure how much longer Ty Lue gonna be able to coach watching that game last night, because he was just beside himself with guys missing assignments, guys not being able to get to where they needed to get to. Don't get me wrong, Miles. We all are in agreement that Ty Lue is a small ball merchant, 100%. All right, I get that. But with that also being said, guys don't defend at the rim. And just because you ain't a big does not mean that you can't defend at the rim. I'm going to send my guy into a big guy if the big guy is there. But that doesn't mean that if the big guy isn't there, that I just got to olay this guy and just let him go to the basket and let's get the ball. I think that last night's game, watching that, Ty Lue might have lost some years on his life because he looked like he had just had it.
But remember Ty Lue? Remember Ty Lue was done during. My bad, Damo. But if y'all remember, Ty Lue was it was reported during the off season. Remember, I think it was Stephen A. was saying that Ty Lue was ready to get up out of there. He was tired of it last year.
I don't blame him. That's what happens when you working with the Clippers, man. That happens. But Mars hit the nail right on the head where I was gonna go. Listen, I am like at the very end of my leash when it comes to this Pistons basketball. Look, if they hit 20 losses before they get another win, hey, chill. I'm letting you know I am jumping off the train while it's moving. I'm jumping off the train. I'll just watch it from afar. I'll support my 3 guys on the Pistons that I like, and I'll just wait because going into the season, I had a list of like 3 or 4 like upcoming teams. I was right about 3 of them. I was wrong about the 4th, I guess. I don't know. I'm giving it more time. I'm trying to give it as much time as possible. But if they hit 20 losses before they hit another win, Ron, I'm going to go ahead and just pay you off early. We don't even got to wait until the end of the season because I don't want to forget. Go ahead and pay you, and I'm going to just cut my losses because I just don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
What's their record right now?
They lost 14 straight.
2-15.
That's all you need to know. They lost
14
straight. 14
Yes.
That's all you need to know.
Hey, free ball, I know he's hurt, but free ball,
And hell of them are winnable. Hell of them were winnable games. That's what makes it worse. It's not like they get blown out.
Damo, you don't remember? That's what I was telling you though. It wasn't that I didn't believe in the Pistons. The point I was making is you need experience and you need vets to help you get through tough games like that. When the 4th quarter comes around, you don't need a bunch of young guys who are going to have lapses mentally on defense. You don't need a bunch of young guys that are going to turn the ball over and make not complex turnovers, stupid turnovers, just little things like that. You need vets that have been there, that know how to win and know how to close games out, that can, when you get a lead, they don't give up the lead, or when you're down, they know how to fight back. Just little things like that, and they just don't have it right now. Who's the vets in Houston?
Fred VanVleet and Uncle Jeff.
Yeah,
Okay,
they have vets.
Dylan Brooks also he's battle tested.
Who are the vets in Orlando?
In Orlando,
Gary Harris, Joe Ingles.
Oh, Orlando. My bad. Yeah,
you got Joe Ingles.
Yeah.
But again, I feel you, Ron. But the same way that everything is working and clicking for the Magic, that's what I assume would happen. That's what I've seen happening for the Pistons. And the vets they do have, because they do have a couple guys that are vets. I thought that they would be able to iron out some of those problems, but those guys, Bogdanovich is not there. He's still not there. I don't know if he just got back or if he's not there yet. Like the vets they have there that are supposed to play, they're either not playing or they're just outnumbered by bad coaching and bad coaching decisions and young guys making mistakes. I just didn't think it would be this bad. Go ahead.
Two things though, Damo. And I know y'all might disagree with me. I know a lot of y'all gonna disagree with me. Paolo and Franz are better. They're just better than Cade and Jalen, or Cade and Jalen or Jaden. Either one of those duos. Paolo and Franz are just better. You know what I'm saying? And more battle tested. On top of that, I know Chilltown, me and you, I believe we had went back and forth last year about Monty Williams. And I was saying maybe Monty ain't who we think he is. And you was running down his resume. You ran down his resume to me and like, nah, Coach Monty, he is. I think maybe Monty's time has passed him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's not used to this new age and these new young cats. Like, you know, it might be about time for it's not time because he just got that contract. So stick around until that money run out. But other than that, though, I don't know about Coach Williams no more.
So
I
that means
agree
that,
with
hold
you.
on, y'all off Bonnie. Hold on, y'all off Bonnie Williams after y'all praise him for benching James Wiseman, right? Now, when James Wiseman get a couple minutes,
hold on, Ticket. I didn't praise nobody for benching nobody. I never did that. All I'm saying,
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about Dow.
Yeah, I
Wilson.
was gonna get to that.
I'm not saying he's a bad coach necessarily. Like, that's not what I said. I'm not necessarily saying he's a
No,
bad coach.
he's not a terrorist.
What I'm saying, but hold on. What I'm saying is all these young cats, it just might not be Monty's cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? We all know the game is changing.
Bob.
Huh?
That's not what they said, Bob. No, they was praising.
I don't know what they said. I could only speak for myself.
So no, hold on.
I'm trying to figure out what I said.
Is he a terrorist? Is Monty Williams a terrorist, Dom?
I've been on this platform and said he's on terrorist watch. I've been said that weeks ago. I've been said that.
Right. So
I said that during the game. I said that during the games when he would put out questionable lineups, and I'm like, yo, why are we running with this lineup at the end to finish the game versus this lineup? Why is this guy on the court versus this guy? I said this weeks ago. Yo, Monty's on terrorist. I'm not liking what I see.
What point in time should he use James Wiseman?
He used him last night.
No, and right, he gave you 8 points and 4 rebounds. But I'm saying, what part? I'm talking about really seeing because you're losing now. You ain't gonna win. So now let's see what we really got with Wiseman to make a decision going forward on Ivy or Wiseman. So I think you should really give Wiseman big minutes. He's a former number 1 overall. You got to be. You have to go over.
Hey, Chitchat, here they go again. Chitchat in the comments talking about we don't watch the games and whatnot. I know I didn't watch as much games as a lot of you Pistons fans. But if the team is 2-14. What do I got to see?
2 and 15.
I'm sorry. If the team is 2-15, do I got to watch it to know that they fucking suck? I don't think so.
Yeah, but you should watch it to know what the players are.
I feel like
I know who the players are. I've seen a couple of games, but I'm not gonna keep watching that shit.
Do you think Wiseman should get a shot?
Wiseman's not the issue here. Wiseman getting more minutes is not changing nothing for this team. It's not Wiseman.
But you know,
I think he's taken.
But I do think he should play more.
I do think he's going. I think he's going ahead of Bagley in the rotation. Now Bagley got a DMP last night, and Bagley's minutes have been going down recently. I think James Wiseman.
Bagley started the game before though.
Yeah, but that was against Indy, right? And
yeah.
He didn't play much, if I remember correctly.
He didn't. I think he only played like 15 minutes.
So I think Bagley's rotation spot will be going down. I think Wiseman's probably going to take that backup big spot. But from my observation, he's not running these 2 big lineups as much. He's trying to get more spacing out there, whether that's Kevin Knox or Isaiah Livers, who's come back. It seems like he's trying to have 1 big and then more floor spacing for guys like Cade. So I just don't think he's going to run with Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart, Bagley, and Wiseman. He might only run with 2 of them. It might be Wiseman and Bagley out the rotation, and they run Jalen and Isaiah Stewart because it looks.
Did they move him on? The reason why I say that's this. You guys pretty much know what the starting big guy is right now.
Jalen Duren.
You guys know Jalen Duren. Excuse me. You guys pretty much know who Jalen Duren is right now, right? So what I'm saying is this: shouldn't we, as having a former number 1 overall pick in James Wiseman, shouldn't we give him a real look this year? Because last year, the other coach, the former coach for the Raptors, I forget his name, who went up to the front office. Yeah. He actually was giving Wiseman a look, and Wiseman wasn't playing too bad. So what I'm saying is this: shouldn't they actually give Wiseman a real shot now that they know they're not going to do nothing, to really see where he's at and to see if he can be a guy that we're going to move forward or we're going to move off? Because to me, if I was the Pistons, I would be looking at some of the assets they got on the team to package them up and maybe go get me a real player to go along with some of those younger guys. Because to me, if you're going to, let's say you guys are going to keep Cade. Let's say y'all don't want to get rid of Cade Cunningham, right? So then that means that Durant could be expendable. That means that Ivy could be expendable. That means that Wiseman may be expendable. But if he's expendable, shouldn't we at least try to help get his value up so we can get more in return if we package these guys to go get a star player? Let's say, for example, they wanted to package guys up, and let's say we wanted to call Chicago and try to go get Zach LaVine. Well, what can I give Chicago in return? Well, you can give them Ivy, maybe Durant, maybe Wiseman, or package in with Killian Hayes if they want to take him, or some of the. I'm just saying, picks. These are the different things I think you should be looking at now, instead of just saying, okay, well, I'm just going to keep, because you need to build guys' value up so that you can move these guys. Because I don't see the Pistons as a team getting better and to being in contention with the same players they got. I think if
Plus-
you're going to move forward, it has to be either with Cunningham and you bring in another star and it via trade, another player via trade, or you're going to have to say, okay, we don't believe Cunningham is that guy, so we'll keep Ivy and we'll move Cunningham and package him with somebody else to go get a Zach LaVine or somebody like along those lines.
I would say, if anything, the two players on my radar of needing to be traded, or I would trade to move off for some more assets, because they need a different look of players. I would say, to me, Jaden Ivey and Isaiah Stewart are the two guys I'm trading. I wasn't a fan of them getting Jaden Ivey after they had drafted Cade Cunningham in the first place. I didn't see a world where both of those guys fit, because I knew they were going to try to make Cade play the one, and I didn't see Jaden Ivey just being a off-ball two guard. I didn't see it. I didn't see when he got drafted. I was told I needed to wait and see. I thought they should have picked somebody else up. Benedict Mathurin, who was picked right after, I thought he could have went there, and it would have been a way better look for them what they had going on with Cade Cunningham. Isaiah Stewart, I gave it a shot. I don't think the shot is fake, but I wasn't a fan of him before my new love of the Pistons. I'm still not a fan of him now. So I would say of all the bigs, I do think that Wiseman does deserve a shot. That shot is coming with Isaiah Stewart minutes. Get Isaiah Stewart out of there. Use his contract to go get you some more filler fodder, role players to space the floor, just help out, get some vets or something, picks, whatever you need to get.
No, I'm saying, Damo, peep what I'm saying to you. I'm saying you do it now to build them up before the trade deadline. So, for example, like Bojanovic, he's still hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is he's a guy I would package. I would see if I can get him right, get him some games before the trade deadline. See if, a couple of these other guys I can package up and try to go get me a real piece. Because to me, I'll be honest with you, man, it don't matter what coach is doing the job in Detroit. You ain't winning a lot of games with that roster like it is right now, bro. You're not. Because those guys, go ahead.
For that reason right there, Ticket, that's why I'm not waiting that's why I don't want to trade him at the deadline. Mars, you mentioned about Wiseman being with the Golden State Warriors. It was just a bad fit. The way that the Golden State Warriors play and the way he played, that was just a bad fit. Now, we don't know who he is with Detroit because he's playing spotty minutes. Now, if we play him, because as of right now, when I've watched a couple of Detroit games, he just doesn't look comfortable in whatever it is that they're doing. 1 minute he's running to the block, the next minute he's running to the mid-range line, the next minute he's kind of running to the block. He doesn't really know exactly where he should fit in that offense. The idea of trading them at the trade deadline is suggesting that, we trying to make a move. No. Damo, I call draft day check day. The reason why I call draft day check day is because that's the day, whatever you want, come get it. After that day, I'm empty. So if we play James Wiseman for the rest of this season, because we're talking about a Detroit Pistons team that isn't going anywhere. They lost 14 straight games. So if we play James Wiseman for the rest of this season and actually got something good out of him, come draft day, maybe we can package him and maybe we can put a deal together to get another draft pick, to get some good pieces.
But I don't think he's a guy, Chill. I don't think he's a guy you move. Because see, this is what I keep telling Mars and I keep telling Damo this. They're not looking at this right. To me, Wiseman is a more talented guy. He just is, bro. Between him and Jalen Duran, James Wiseman is more talented than what these guys think. I just truly think he needs an opportunity.
I think he can play. I think he can play.
The guy can score. Listen, the guy can score and rebound. I just think that with the narrative that guys like Mars and Damo and them put out here, it has destroyed this guy. So I think that that's the type of narrative that destroys players like this. But I think that if he actually had a chance, I think James Wiseman's a better scorer than Jalen Duran. I think he can be just as well of a rebounder as Jalen Duran. Defensively, he can't get better because he's athletic, he's long. So I think he can get better defensively. I really do believe James Wiseman could be an 18-10 big man in this league.
I just want to say about the Detroit Pistons, I feel like we're being very reactionary.
What?
They're not good.
Okay.
They are not good. And we know that. I don't see why when a team like this is bad, it's like trade this guy, trade this guy, trade this guy. The Pistons, believe it or not, are actually in a very privileged position. They got a lot of young talent. You just have to let it simmer, let it cook. Like, you don't just throw your food in the mic or in the oven and all of a sudden 2 minutes later it's ready. You gotta wait for your chicken to cook all the way through. You gotta wait for your steaks to cook. Let these players get better. Jaden Ivey's only in his second year. Why would you trade him? Cade Cunningham is basically in his second year. Jalen Duren is one of the youngest players in the NBA. Let these players get better together.
Doesn't mean it fits. Just because you got talent does not mean it fits.
That's very true, but also you're never gonna know until you let it play out. These players are so young. Yo, these boys barely know how to play basketball. They're so young. You don't even know what their potential is.
Ron,
you said why trade him in his it's only his second year. Why trade him?
Yeah.
What year did Tyrese get traded?
Halliburton.
What year did he get traded?
Do you know why Tyrese Halliburton got traded?
Because they were stagnant. They were stagnant at the point guard. They were stagnant at the point guard.
Yes, but Jaden Ivey's not a point guard. He's a shooting guard.
Yes, no. Coming out of college, he was a point guard. They're forcing him to play shooting guard because he's next to Cade.
Jaden Ivey has been a shooting guard. He was never a point guard.
He was a point guard in college.
He was he wasn't. He played off the ball. He played off the ball.
He was
at
Purdue.
He played off the ball.
That's why I was saying. That's why this summer when we were talking about Cade and Ivey in the backcourt, we weren't talking about just Cade. That's why I was talking about Cade and Ivey in the backcourt. The good transition player that he is, the defender that he could be, but only except he doesn't start for them. And he uses them in different ways. Like him and Alec Burke are used the same way. And it doesn't seem like they know what they're doing.
They got too many.
They got a sword too. Like I'm saying, they got a great collection of talent over there. I think they just need to give it 2 or 3 years. Yo, I wouldn't trade nobody. I will continue to lose this year, get another top draft pick, probably lose again next year.
We build it with this unit.
They have great young pieces. I believe Ivy has the tools to become a good player. Will he become it? You don't know. I believe Cade has the tools to become one of the better point guards in the NBA, possibly top 5 one day. Will he become it? You never know. I believe Jalen Duren. Darmo has turned me on to Jalen Duren. I believe Jalen Duren is going to be a dog. Asor, I think we all know what Asor is going to be. I think Asor might have the highest floor out of all of them, or highest ceiling out of all of those guys. With that being said, you got to let them rock. It's no way that you give up on these guys this early.
Ron, I'm not saying give up on the whole team, bro. Just saying make a move to get them something they need. Like for example, Ron. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking like OKC, but guess what? Shea was more of a vet by that time. They need a guy like a Shea in that organization to where they have an older guy, a statesman guy who they can follow. Because remember, Shea, he got the benefit of playing with CP3 and learning from CP3. So that helped him become a better player and a better leader for that team. And so it's not just a bunch of young guys, talented guys that just came up together. You had a guy like Shea who had already been groomed by CP3 for those couple of years. So now when he comes to that level, then he's already played with the Clippers too. So when he comes to that level to where now you get Giddey, now you get Chet, now you get Lou Dort coming in there. Now you get all those other pieces. Now they're more ready and they got a good coach. With the Pistons, they don't really have that guy. Cade is
here's the thing though, Ticket, and I think this is kind of what, if I'm not mistaken, Ron, I think this is kind of where Ron's at with it. Is like this team wasn't really. I mean, I don't think they're really supposed to be that good anyway. I think we kind of got excited because they got Asor Thompson, they got Cade, they got Jalen Duren, they got Jaden Ivey. You know, they got a lot of young talent, but we still got to remember, like, this is the NBA, and it's some teams out here full of vets. They're not supposed to be good, and I think we're kind of getting ahead of the ball. Like, oh, let's trade them, let's trade that. Like, oh, let's just relax, let them finish getting their ass kicked this year. You know, get another draft pick, have another training camp, another summer, and then eventually they'll get to that point. But we got to be patient. We can't expect the team to go from what they were last year, and then all of a sudden, boom! Now they're in the playoffs. Like, that's just us getting a little overzealous, I think. So.
No, I'm not. The only reason why
I did expect them to be better, though, Bob. I did.
Of course, I did 14 straight losses.
Yeah.
Chill. What is better though?
That's what I'm saying. How better what? Like,
bro, it was at the bottom of the East last year. Bottom.
Right. What's being better, Ron, is getting in the play-in, bro. Getting the play-in.
Ticket. It's no scenario today. It's no scenario today.
You just said you don't know, but I can easily cook that. If they had a veteran player, I'm saying this. If they had a veteran player, they probably would have 5 or 6 more wins. because all those close games they lost down the stretch. Think about all the close games the Pistons lost down the stretch.
Yeah, but what does 5 or 6 more wins do for them as an organization, though? Ticket.
Put them in the play-in.
How does that help them? How does losing in the play-in tournament help them as an organization?
So because it shows you that you're headed in the right direction.
It helps tremendously.
I'm not saying. Well, wait. I'm not saying they should lose on purpose. I'm never saying that. What I'm saying is, I think I don't see it. Okay, so it's obviously going upwards. It's obviously doing better to win more games this year. But what's the point of being the 11 seed? What's the point of being the 10 seed and losing the first round? Now, I'm not saying don't try to get better. What I'm saying is that does nothing for the organization.
It did everything. It did everything for OKC. Hold on, Bob. It did everything for OKC because OKC was in the play-in last year.
No. OKC just keep getting better. They're not.
Right.
They're not
like,
and that's the idea with a team like the Pistons.
Okay, so what trades did OKC make? What trades did OKC make to get better? What was the trade?
Okay, they drafted. They didn't make any trades.
Exactly. That's my point. What was the crazy trade that they made? Y'all just got to be patient. Hold on,
I'll tell you the trade they made. I'll tell you the trade they made. They made when the whole process started. They made the trade to go get Shea.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about from when they got.
It wasn't about trades. It was about players developing. With the Thunder, it's about players developing. They're getting shot back
in Detroit.
But with the Pistons, the whole thought, and I was the one pushing, they're going to win 40 games this year. I was pushing the narrative. It was the thought process of Cade's coming back. He's going to develop. Cade's going to come back, and I'm not going to say going to develop, but he's going to be better than what he was. He's going to be better than what he was. Henry, eat my ass, nigga. Get off your knees. Damn, right,
Damo, you can't expect Cade to be Shea, though, Damo.
It's not. I'm not expecting him to be Shea. The same thing I said about the Rockets, I'm saying about the Pistons. It's not about everyone being Shea. It's a mixture of guys developing and getting better on top of the vets they brought in. They might not have traded with someone. I don't know how they got Bogdanovich. They traded for him or they signed him. Whichever it was, they added a 20-point game score.
They traded for him. No, they didn't. I think they traded for him.
They traded for him last year, or they got him?
No, he was with Utah. He was last year.
Okay, last year. So they got him 20-point per game score, a vet that can score the basketball, something they need. I figured Jaden Ivey would make some type of forward step, some type of development as well. Got used to playing alongside K, being an off ball. A better coach who we had being a top 5, 10, whatever coach it was. I figured all these things would play into Jalen Duren after this summer. Him working with Team USA, he looked like he made developments to try to be better. It was about a bunch of guys taking jumps on top of getting a guy like a Thompson, who's a phenomenal rookie. Those things supposed to lead to them being better as a unit, as a team. So it wasn't, one guy's going to be like Shea and then the rest are going to fill in. No, just like I said with the Rockets. It's going to take Jalen Green and Alfred Sengun both having all-star type of jumps. Not necessarily being all-stars, but being like, okay, these guys could be. I can see them being that. And also they're hold on, but also they're vets. Also providing stuff. Dylan Brooks being who Dylan Brooks is now. I said that would be important. Van Fleet is now. I said that would be important. That's my point with Detroit, but those vets aren't there. Bogdanovich is not there to give them that 20 points. That's why I said.
That's why that's what I'm saying. You take the couple of pieces they got. If you're going to keep Cade, then you take a couple of other pieces and you make those moves to get those guys in there. Because what I'm saying to you is this. To me, they ain't going to do nothing but a whole bunch of more losing for the next few years if they stand pat like Ron is saying.
That's okay, though. Do you know how long it took OKC to get to where they are right now? Do you know how many years Shea has been in OKC?
2 years. 2 years?
No.
I got you right here.
No, Shea. No. It wasn't 2 years. It was 5 years, Ticket. It was a 5-year process.
You're a liar, Rob. You're a liar.
Why am I a liar?
Hold on. They had Russ.
That's why you should use notes.
They had Russ and Paul George. They traded Paul George
in 2018.
They traded Paul George to the Clippers for Shea.
Shae's first year was 2019.
Then they let Russ ended up with the Lakers. Then they went and got Chris Paul. And they immediately went to the playoffs. So stop lying. They went. Hold on, Chill. Yeah. They went to the playoffs immediately with CP3.
And then what did they do?
Hold on, Ron. They made it to the playoffs. Then CP3 leaves and goes to Phoenix, right? So then that next year, Shea gets hurt. They get bad and they go draft Chet. Well, their process got pushed back 1 year because when Chet got hurt, he
Right.
didn't play that first year. Last year supposed to be his
It was
rookie
2
year.
seasons.
So
It was
last-
it was
None
2
of that- none of
seasons
that
in
has
between there
anything-
before they drafted Chet.
None of that has
In
anything to do with
in 21 they drafted number 3 from Australia. That's what they drafted.
Josh Giddey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's his
Josh
new
Yeah,
name.
they
Giddey.
drafted
22, and then in
Boston, right?
22
They
they
drafted
got-
Giddey. That was great.
Right.
And but hold on, they drafted Chet, and that's what held them back some. But even before they drafted Chet, you could see they were headed in the right direction. They were winning a lot of games. Shea was balling. They were winning a lot more games. Shea was balling. They were headed in the right direction. You sit up here talking about, oh, just they are. They keep losing. No, they not, because it's not showing no growth and no moving in the right direction.
The year they had Chris Paul,
Playoffs.
clearly they
They
knew
almost won.
that it was no. Clearly, they knew they had maxed out.
No, they
They
didn't.
had-
They almost
they-
beat Houston. They went to Game 7 with Houston. They almost beat Houston.
So
What
why
are you
did they
talking
run
about?
it back? So then why did they run it back? Ticket.
Because Chris Paul was old. That's
Hold
all.
on.
Exactly
They almost
my
beat
point.
Houston.
Exactly my point. So they doubled down on their process, traded Chris Paul, got more draft capital, got younger. The next year they
Ron, it
won
was 2
22
years.
games.
It was 2 years where they were bad
2
before they had a
Thank you.
40-game season.
Look,
Well, it was 2 years before they was bad.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right
I'm
now.
saying it's been a 5-year process to
Right.
get here. They
Since-
got with
since-
Shea,
since-
with Shea,
since
with
Shea
Shea.
on that crew.
They got Shea. Year with Chris Paul.
And
Once
that's the
again,
difference.
they weren't a championship contender. They over succeeded. Got into the playoffs. Great. That's great for him. But clearly they knew that they had maxed out, so they traded Chris Paul, took a step back. Year 2 with Shea, they sucked. Next year with Shea, they
He got
sucked.
hurt. He got
Last year, they overachieved, did their thing, but still overachieved. Now they get Chet back this year. Some of the players
They
get
were
better.
winning more games.
Shea-
Ron, you're lying, Ron. They were winning more games, and Shea got hurt. Tell the truth. They were winning those years. You kept saying they weren't just losing games, getting the hell beat out of them. They were constantly winning more games and headed in the right direction. What me and Chilton are saying is that, bro, the Pistons just standing pat and them just losing is not okay. You need to be showing growth. That's why what Bobby just said. Bobby was like, "Oh no, you should be heading in an upward trajectory of a direction.
They
You should
are.
not be."
They're getting
You think
better.
the Pistons are right now?
Every night they're getting better. Every night
Man,
a
get
sword
outta
steps
here,
on the
man.
floor, he's getting better.
Man.
Every night
Man.
that Cade gets to be the number one option playing against another NBA team, another NBA defense, they're getting better. Every night that Jalen Duren goes to sleep and wakes up a day older, he's getting better. You just gotta let him develop. That's the same thing that happened with OKC.
Ron,
On top of that, right quick, Damo. On top of that, when they finish with the top 3 worst record in the NBA and they get a top 3 draft pick, they got better.
Can I
Yo, but
ask, how are we gonna call last year for the Thunder overachieving if they're showing this year they're reconfirming that they really were that good last year?
Yeah, because
They
nobody
got-
expected
they
them to
got
be that
Chet now
good.
too. Don't forget.
Nobody expected them to make the play-in. Nobody expected Shea to take the leap that he took. Nobody expected them without Chet there. Nobody
This
expected them
year?
to be that good. Nobody expected
hold on, I
no,
get it.
last year.
Hold on, Ron. I
Excluding
get it.
Ticket. My bad, Ticket. My bad, Ticket. Excluding you, Ticket. My bad. Excluding Ticket. Excluding Ticket the Great. Nobody thought this. Nobody thought J-Dub was going to be that good. Nobody.
That's just wrong. You just didn't know about J-Dub. But
Okay, excluding you. Nobody thought
Hold on. But that right there, what you just said, leads to my point of asking, why are we going to sit there and still say to this day that that's overachieving what they did last year? Because you or other
Damo, we gotta
didn't
stop
know
the
about
madness,
Thunder.
Damo. Which one of y'all was checking for him out of Santa Clara?
Nobody.
Which one of y'all was checking for J-Dub when he was in the WCC playing against USF,
Okay, first of all,
playing against St. Mary's?
Again,
Hold on, Damo, I'm not trying to attack you. I'm not trying to trying to attack you. I want to know which one of y'all was checking for J-Dub when in the WCC, when he was playing against USF, when he was playing against UOP, when he was playing against Pepperdine, when he was playing against Loyola Marymount, when he was playing against the University of San Diego. Which one of y'all was checking for J-Dub before? I'm talking about before the WCC tournament.
I got you. Okay,
I'm talking about before the WCC tournament, before he got drafted.
Okay, and that's fine. And this is why I say everyone needs to do their homework, especially when it comes to me and this basketball stuff. Because every year around March Madness time, I do the same thing on Let's Keep It a Buck. Been doing it since 2020. Every year around March Madness, I come up with a list of players that everyone should be looking out for in the draft. I come with a list of players, and I sit here and say, hey, guys, we're going to sit in the Discord. We're going to look through everybody that's listed on this mock draft, and we're going to go through and see how they hoop. We do that every time. Now, no, I was not watching J-Dub throughout him being in college. I did it. Okay. But when March Madness came, the mock drafts came out, and they have a list of players that's going to get drafted, I do it every year. I've been doing it since 2017 when Lonzo came in the league. I sit here, I go to the first round, I go to the second round, and I look for players. Hence why, when we did the draft prospect board this year, I was sitting there screaming to the heavens, the Lakers better get James Najee. Do y'all know about James Najee? Did you know about James Najee? Hell no, you didn't. And that's what I'm talking about. I will find a player, I'll see his game, I'll be like, okay, I actually like his game. And J-Dub was one of those people where I said I liked him. Now, did I think he would be as great as he was his rookie year? No, I definitely did not think he would be that good. But I knew he could hoop. Anybody that thinks I'm not standing on business again, go look at Let's Keep It a Buck channel. Go find anytime we talk about the draft, I sit there religiously telling people, and B-Souls, Omar, and Sage all sit up there and give me my just due credit. Yeah, Damo is the one person on here that every year it comes around, he's talking about the draft. Look at the guys for the draft. Check my Twitter. Check my old Twitter that got banned for a year. I'm sitting here talking about the draft throughout the year, and especially when draft time starts to cook up. So yes, I was a person who had
that's what I was saying. That was my question. Now that's I can't expect you to be watching WCC games throughout the year, and that was my question. Now, if you do hear about these guys in the draft board and do your research, that's what's up. I'm not trying to knock you for that. All I'm saying is y'all the way y'all peeped up when he brought up J-Dub, y'all like, no, I knew about J-Dub. Like, all right, bro, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you heard about him during the draft board, did you watch him play in college? Is what I'm asking. So how could y'all know that this dude was going to be this if y'all ain't watching in college? That's all I was saying. Now you did your research, and that's legitimate. That's legitimate. I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to
No, absolutely fair.
Real quick, Damo, because A-Study in the chat talking about what is Ox looking at.
He's looking at his computer.
A-Study, just like I was on Friday when you played me like you did, A-Study. I'm looking at my laptop because that's where StreamYard is, on my laptop. That's all right.
No, when he looks down, I assume
this up here. That's a camera on a ring light. This is my laptop where StreamYard is.
W. I also do.
So it's not a prompt down there?
No, that's for sure. You can see the script, man. There's a script, clearly. There's a script. I do the same thing as Domo. When I don't do it for March Madness because I don't watch that. But like coming up to the draft, like in the off season or late in the playoffs, I'll do my due diligence of draft prospects. As a Houston fan, we had a mid-lottery pick. I mean, late teens pick. I was looking at Jalen Williams, Santa Clara prospect. You know, I love my Santa Clara prospects. So I do my due diligence on these players as well. I don't watch any of these guys live. I didn't really watch Paolo at Duke, but I be watching these draft prospects. I think you guys heard me talk about guys like Dyson Daniels. Shaden Sharp didn't even play a game in college. I believed in Johnny Davis. That hasn't. Yeah. But I do my due diligence around the draft. I just don't watch college basketball because I don't really enjoy it.
I still think Memphis need to call up Gigi Jackson. I was screaming Gigi Jackson.
I remember the Gigi Jackson. Hey, we talked a lot about the draft this past year, and I can't wait for April, May, and June to come back around so we could talk more about the draft. No doubt. All right, fellas, it is the last night of the play-in tournament, or not the play-in in-season tournament, but it's basically the play-in night to get in for the last teams. So I'm gonna go ahead and run down everything that's going on, and we gonna get into the nitty-gritty with the in-season tournament. Let me go ahead and share the screen because I do want y'all to see this, and this will give us all a good depiction of what's going on right now. So put a lot of things into perspective. Here we go. All right, we got the in-season tournament cheat sheet. Shout out to Yahoo Sports for giving us this cheat sheet. This is going to be able to tell us exactly what we need to see and what we need to know. All right, so these are the teams that have clinched so far. We got the Lakers and the Pacers. After that, Hey, it's a lot of teams that are still alive. The teams that can seal their fate tonight, you have the Milwaukee Bucks, you have the Houston Rockets, and you have the Sacramento Kings. They win tonight, and they're in. Then you got a bunch of teams that are lurking around right now that still have a possibility to get in. Some can only get in on point differentials. Some have to win and just get lucky and hope another team loses. It's a lot that's going on. But you have the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Philadelphia 76ers, Atlanta Hawks, New York Knicks, Miami Heat, Charlotte Hornets, Orlando Magic, Boston Celtics. You got the Nets, the Suns, the Pelicans, the Wolves, and the Warriors all still have action tonight. Fellas, let's talk about it. What do we think is going to happen?
Anyone want to say my team's going to win tonight? No.
Who y'all play tonight?
Dallas.
They in Dallas tonight. Yeah, they in Dallas.
First road win of the season incoming.
And all of these games tonight, what is it? 8 games tonight? Of all of these games tonight, they're all in-season tournament games. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
All of these are in-season tournament games, and all of them have huge stipulations. So,
Dallas might as well just give us the win. They're eliminated. I don't know yet. They shouldn't even try for him. They should rest Luka.
Sit Luka, sit Kyrie.
Yeah.
Play Jay Crowder 40 minutes.
I think Chicago's out too. I think Chicago's out.
This is what the West is looking like right now. As you can see, Houston is fifth right now, but they're at 2-1. In their group is the New Orleans Pelicans. They're 3-1. But if Houston wins tonight, the reason why they get in is because they beat the Pelicans. You see the Phoenix Suns right here. They're at a plus 34 point differential. They're more than likely going to be the wild card team in the West. So it's almost. I'm pretty sure Phoenix is locked in. More than likely. I think the one. Yeah, no. It's
the Warriors play the Kings. That's why. So if the Warriors beat the Kings, they're both 3-1, but then the Warriors would have the tiebreaker, so they'd go above Sacramento.
And so Sacramento can possibly snatch this. Well, no.
Y'all don't need to worry about
that point difference. If the Kings lose, they don't get a wild card because their point differential will be lower than the Suns.
Yeah, the Suns are basically locked in.
It's a must win for both Golden State and Sacramento. Like both teams need to win.
Houston too. Houston.
Yeah,
too.
we need to win, but Dallas don't need to win. So that's why it's not a must win for both teams.
Because Dallas is
Sacramento and Golden State is a must win for both teams. They both need to win to get through. Because if whoever loses is out. So it's a must win for both. We just need to win, but Dallas is inconsequential.
That game is at Chase Center too. Huh?
So they can play spoiler.
I think it's in Sacramento.
Yeah,
it is.
Dallas can ruin some. They can ruin somebody's night.
Dallas could just be annoying. Yeah, Dallas could just be annoying. Like they just don't need to be annoying, but they could.
They can just throw a monkey wrench in the whole thing.
Yeah, and if
the game still matters for Dallas, though. I mean, it doesn't matter in the in-season tournament.
Record. Who cares, man?
Mars, Dallas is trying to make the playoffs. They're trying to get a high seed.
And one loss ain't gonna kill them. They'll be fine.
Mars, are you up here crying for wins? Is that what you're really trying to do? Absolutely not.
I want to win a game on the road. We haven't won one yet. I want to win one. Like, so that's all it is. Let's about the end season. We're 0-5 on the road. I'd like to win one game on the road at some point. So tonight should be the night.
That Cleveland Atlanta game has a lot of stipulations too, because now with Philly at 2-2, if Atlanta beats Cleveland, you got 3 teams at 2-2. You got 3 teams at 2-2. So I think this game is bigger for Cleveland than it is for any of those guys. Because if Cleveland wins and goes 3-1, I think they solidify themselves in their division.
If Miami beat the Bucks, they go over Milwaukee too, because they'll have the tiebreaker, right?
Yeah.
Did they beat them already?
No, they played them tonight.
No. I'm talking about in terms of the tiebreaker, because they beat the Knicks. That was an in-season tournament game a couple of nights ago. No, it wasn't. That's not. Was it or was it not?
The Bucks will still more than likely go to the wild card, though, Mars, over the Knicks.
Yeah, the Bucks will probably be in the wild card, but it is a must-win if they want to clinch, because they have to win.
But if the Bucks end up winning tonight, they wrap this thing up. They're done.
But unless they lose by like 40 and the Knicks win by.
I doubt that's going to happen. But even still, the Bucks can seal their fate tonight by just beating Miami. They beat Miami and they handle them, and I don't think they got to smoke them. But if they win by like +8, they're good.
Oh, so if Brooklyn wins tonight against Toronto, they can leapfrog the Magic, but they have to have a better point differential. No. They just have to win. So if Brooklyn wins tonight, if Brooklyn wins tonight, they leapfrog the Magic.
And if Boston wins tonight, they leapfrog Brooklyn because they beat them twice.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Boston, as long as Boston can't get it, Boston's only hope is to get in the at the wild card spot because they can't leapfrog the Magic.
But Brooklyn can.
But Boston beat Brooklyn, right? So Brooklyn win and Boston win.
Right.
So it'd be a three-way tie?
It would go down to point differential, right?
Yes, that's why we have point differential.
So then Boston would have to win by a larger margin +9 of what Brooklyn won by.
So let's go to this group.
They play Atlanta tonight. So it's
This is what we're
Orlando,
looking at right
Boston, Brooklyn, Toronto, and Chicago. And Chicago,
It says Boston are number 2, so
yeah. And
so
Chicago,
they beat Brooklyn.
I think Boston plays. Do they play Chicago tonight or do they play Toronto?
Yeah, Boston plays Chicago and
Yeah,
the
they play
Nets play
Chicago.
Toronto.
And the Nets play Toronto. Now they lost. Boston's loss is to Orlando, but 2 of their wins is to Brooklyn. If Brooklyn beats Orlando tonight,
It's one win. They got one win over Brooklyn. You play every team in your
One's a
division
regular
twice.
season
Oh,
game. One's a regular
that's
season.
what
okay.
I know that they beat them twice. Okay, so even if that's true, they don't jump them because they lose the tiebreaker with Orlando because Orlando beat them.
So it will be a three-way tie, and then we'll just go to point differential. And right now, the Orlando Magic have a +22 right now, so they're clearly in the driver's seat. The Brooklyn Nets have a +8, and the Celtics are just at a even 0.
That's an interesting group. Respectfully, I don't care about it, but that's an interesting group.
So tonight we'll see a lot pan out.
West Group B. West Group B seems to be the only group I care about. I don't know why. I just happen to care. It's just for no reason. Just West Group B. Just seems to be interesting.
I had Denver at the top of that group.
Imagine.
So, fellas, while we're here, I want to hear some quick predictions on who you guys think will be the wild card teams and how you think tonight will pan out.
So, if we go through the schedule, Ron, right? If we go through the schedule and see who we have, so I think the Celtics handle Chicago tonight. I do think that, and I think we're gonna end up with a 3-way tie in. I think we're gonna end up with a 3-way tie in that division. So that's gonna. I think that could be a little bit tricky, right? I think that could be a little bit tricky. Then we have, let's see. I think Brooklyn beats Toronto tonight. I do. I think they beat them.
So that's where the 3-way tie comes about. But do you think Brooklyn spanks Toronto by more than 14 because they have to make up from the point differential?
No,
they don't have to just win; they have to win by 14.
I don't think they serve Toronto. I don't. No, I do not think that they serve Toronto. I think
Celtics as well.
I think the Celtics serve Chicago tonight.
So do you think they beat them by more than 22?
I don't think they beat them by that many. No, I'm not going to give you 22, but I think they handle them by +12.
So you got the Magic winning this division then, or this group then?
That's what's going to ultimately happen if we end up with a 3-way tie.
Okay.
Cleveland and Atlanta. I think I had. What did I have in that division? Ain't they in the same one? Ain't they in the same division with the Knicks? I think I had the Knicks in that division.
No, they're in the same division as the Pacers. So the Cleveland's only hope is to get into the wild card spot, and that would be by winning tonight, and they have to have a better point differential than the New York Knicks or whoever else is available at this wild card spot.
That's going to be tricky because I think the Knicks smoke Charlotte tonight. I don't think they beat them. I think they
Melo's not playing.
I think they smoked them dudes tonight. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, I think the Cavs are done. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Cavs are done.
I think they're gonna ultimately be out because the Knicks are gonna get the just off point differential. No Lonzo, Lonzo. I'm sorry, no LaMelo tonight, and it's in New York. Yeah, I think they smoked them tonight.
So everybody thinks that the East will remain just like this, with the Pacers at 1, Bucks at 2, Magic at 3, and then the Knicks get the wild card spot.
More likely than not.
Miami could beat Milwaukee though.
I'm about to say
They really could.
which East game who is playing who tonight for the East?
So
In terms of that can make noise.
Miami plays the Bucks.
Mhm.
The Magic are already solidified. They've already played their 4 games, so they're locked in at 3-1 with a plus 22-point differential. The Brooklyn Nets play the Raptors, and
Chicago is in Boston. Chicago is in Boston. Atlanta is in Cleveland.
Mhm.
That's the East.
I think it comes down to the Milwaukee-Miami game. I think that's it.
Honestly, if anything, that's the only game I could see where there's a team that's below the wild card line that gets a win. Other than that, yeah, I have everybody else.
And therefore, New York would drop out because I think Milwaukee would have a better differential than the Nets.
Bro, I got to concede, brother. I'm actually into this in-season tournament. I didn't like it at all when we started this, Ron. I was out. I thought this was a sham. I thought this was a money grab. I thought this was just a gimmick, only to find out that, yo, this is good basketball. This is damn good basketball. And a lot of implications for the future. I'm thinking to myself, yo, what happens if Charlotte wins this? People going to start thinking, yo, Charlotte is the real deal. But I'm realizing that there are other teams where this could be a huge confidence builder for them. What happens if Minnesota wins this thing? How much better is it going to – what is this going to do for Minnesota's confidence? What happens if Cleveland wins this thing with the young crew that they got with Donovan Mitchell? I mean, I'm more and more, and you know me, Ron. You know I use my chick analyst. I use my chick analogies. I might start bringing her around. I ain't told y'all about her yet. I've been hanging with her, but I might start bringing her around the stuff now. Like I might.
You go just pop up with her one day, or you gonna tell the crew like, yo, I got this one little chick. She
right. I'm not just gonna pop up with her. I can't do that. I'm not. I might. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm letting you dudes know. Yo, I've been kind of hanging out with this little chick. So I don't really know where I'm at with her yet. But I'm kind of feeling her. As opposed to, man, I ain't really feeling that. I'm good.
But Chitchat, you said, what if Cleveland wins? What if Minnesota wins? What if Charlotte wins?
Right.
What if the Kings win, Chitchat?
What if the Kings win? That's a huge deal. That's for that young crew with Murray and
that's what I want
Fox.
to talk about.
Murray and Fox.
The Kings winning something.
That's a huge deal for them, right? Because considering how much better they've been getting. We're talking about a team last year. Coming into the season, they were the 12th seed the year before that. Last year, they end up the 3rd seed and make a playoff and make the playoffs. This year, you end up winning the first annual in-season tournament. You end up winning it, and you building more momentum. Like I said, Ron, I'm slowly coming around. I'm feeling this because I like the competition level more than anything. I'm really digging the competition level.
That was a conversation over the summer, though, when it was about the in-season tournament. That was something I brought up. I was like, man, I can see a world where if it's good basketball being played, I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna like it. It comes down to how the players want to play, how the games are. If it's good basketball being played, people are gonna care about the mid-season tournament. They really are. If they're just out there just coasting, you resting guys, so like G League two-way players can play. That's what I thought it was gonna be. Then we'll have an issue. If it was just the bottom feeders of the league, the Wizards and the Hornets would be the teams competing. The Nuggets are taking night off. The late. If that's what it was, yeah, we have a problem. But it's not. Everybody's out here playing. Majority of the games are dead serious. Like they're out here competing for real. And let's be honest. Hey man, $500,000 is speaking.
Hey, Damo, for $500,000. For $500,000, I'm saying I might play a little bit harder if I'm the
We're forgetting how many people aren't getting paid like LeBron James. Like we're just assuming, LeBron makes that, so why would they care? Yeah, what you call it? Torian Prince ain't making that.
But Damo, we talked
not
about
making that. Paulo don't make that.
We talked about that before, Damo. It don't matter about if you make $10 million a year. $500,000 is still a lot of money.
It's still a lot of bread.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's still a lot of money. It don't matter.
That kind of money.
But the thing too. Go ahead, Ron. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say Spencer Dinwiddie said, I think it was just last night. He said $500,000 that pays off my Rolls Royce.
Go ahead, Spence. Hey, but this,
and by the way, Big Ox, that $500,000, that's not for the crew. That's each.
Right. That's each person. That's each person. But this is the thing too. This is the thing. So I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, this is just a money grab by the league." Ain't this all? Ain't everything they do a money grab? Like, why is it a problem now that this is a money grab? I thought that was that. Every time I talk about the game getting watered down, that's all I hear. Oh well, it's a business. It's a business. It's about the money. You got to cater to the casual fans because they're the ones spending the money. So how come it's a problem now that it's a money grab?
Because all money ain't good money, Big Ox. That's why. Just because you
I feel that way, but I've heard opposite on this panel before.
Well, that's the same amount. About the same amount.
Mars be on that.
But
Yeah, but if I can buy the same amount of stuff, you can.
But this ain't that way though. This is a little bit different because to Damo's point, the competition and at the competition level and the actual basketball that's being played is high level basketball. We have guys actually competing. We don't have the two-way player or the 8th or 9th man on Charlotte or on Toronto actually being the star of this tournament. We actually have a bunch of dudes, high-level players that are still good players, great players in this game, competing for this. And it's going to get even higher once these guys get to Vegas. Like when we get to Vegas, Big Ox, just so you know, we ain't out here to chill. This is not vacation. We working. We are not out here to just hang out and have a good time in Vegas. No. This is work.
We always say that until we get to Vegas.
No, we out here to work. We not out here chilling. No,
no, we still gonna work, but we gonna do some kicking.
Another thing about the in-season tournament, I was watching NBA TV last night. There was a couple games on. Obviously, in between the games, it's some commentary and whatnot. But Candace Parker made a great point about why these games have been competitive down to the wire. And this is something that as NBA fans, we're not used to, but overseas and in Europe, they go through this every year. It's the point differential. That point differentials over there have implications. Over here, it's win or lose. Right. Point, however much you lose or win by, it used to not matter. Now, in this in-season tournament, when it comes down to this last game and every point matters, now that means that teams have to play down to the wire. That means that teams have it actually, if you're blowing somebody out, don't just throw your bench in. Don't concede. No, we actually want to stomp on this team and beat them by as much as we possibly can. So now we're playing all the way to the end, and everything matters. So that's cool that it's making all 48 minutes competitive in these in-season tournament games.
And people are complaining about that.
Yeah, DeMar DeRozan soft fast.
Jason Tatum complained about it too.
Man,
what do you say?
Soft, bro. That's soft.
He said that we need to respect the game and the opponent.
Oh, that's part of
it. I think you need to respect yourself and not get beat. If you're getting beat, you're at the mercy of the other team. If you're not good enough to win, you can't complain about us beating y'all by more. Like, what's the difference? If we beat you by 2 or if we beat you by 12 or 20.
I didn't realize that though, Ron, that the EuroLeague point differential matters. So when Alba Berlin goes up against Maccabi Tel Aviv, and they end up beating them by 22, so to say, for example, and then Olympiacos, who got the same record as Tel Aviv, goes up against Real Madrid, and they end up winning by 6. And they tied, they end up losing because of a point differential. So that matters. I can get with that. Yeah, I can definitely get with that.
Imagine if the playoff seeding was determined by point differential.
That would be crazy. Hey, I would actually like to see that.
That would make the whole season.
That would be crazy. That'd mean it wouldn't like wins and losses would obviously be important, but
how much you smoke somebody by matters. Yeah,
that would be crazy.
Yes. That would be dope. I don't know a tremendous amount, Ron, because Shaq is your guy and you're familiar with the EuroLeague. I'm only like my man played for Alba Berlin, like 20 years ago. So I only know a little bit about that. That was it. I don't really know much else about the EuroLeague.
Yeah. Shout out Alba Berlin. They cool. They're not the Frankfurt Skyliners, but they alright though. They alright. Shout out Berlin. I'm running a poll right now. I asked everybody in the chat, if you haven't got a chance to go vote, go do this. I said, which team would gain the most from winning the in-season tournament? The Kings, the Pacers, the Wolves, and the Rockets. The reason why I use these 4 teams is because they're 4 teams that are up and coming, and they have the most chance, or they have a good chance right now of going into the knockout round. But now I want to ask you guys, Mars, all biasness aside, Bob, all biasness aside, out of these 4 teams, who would gain the most from making it to the next round and winning the in-season tournament this year?
I voted for the Pacers. You
voted?
Yeah, that's right here.
I'm tripping. I didn't think that was. Oh, it's on your phone. Okay, I'm about to say you didn't. I know you can't vote on that script.
Nah. The script is already typed. It's permanent. You know what I'm saying? I got to stick to the script the whole show, every show.
Okay. But how you guys feel about these 4 teams?
I think the Kings, to be honest with you, I think this would be huge for them, considering what they already building. Last year, they in the top 3 in the Western Conference. Now, with the level of basketball being as high as it is in the beginning of the season, this would just be a momentum builder for them to just keep rolling in the Western Conference. I think this would be big for them.
I picked the Wolves. Similar reasons, but I picked the Wolves. Them showing that they can compete against the best in the NBA and beat them when everyone's trying could be a huge proponent for them pushing on and being a tough out in the playoffs. If they can win single eliminations against teams like the Lakers or the Bucks or whoever they have to play to win, that could be a huge confidence boost, especially for guys like Cat and especially Cat, if he can play well in the tournament too. That's a huge confidence booster for guys like that.
Who you got, Damo?
The Lakers. We need.
Keep it being. Keep it being.
We need to win anything and everything we can to build confidence in this unit.
These niggas trash. Get these dudes off my team.
No
That's
doubt.
who needs this. If I had to
These
vote,
dudes trash. Get them off my team.
Hey, the Lakers so far, the Lakers been cooking in the in-season tournament.
I hit Damo a couple of. I hit Damo. I hit Damo.
He didn't even want to say that. He didn't even want to say
I hit Damo. I hit Damo yesterday.
I had to get him up out of here once.
Was it yesterday, Damo, that I hit you when I told you to get who off?
get Prince off the court.
Get
Hey, I'm in the middle of the pod. I just look at my phone. Get Prince off the court. I'm like, oh, yep, terrorist activity. I already know.
Get Prince
He gave up like 6 points straight. I'm like, yep, get him off the court. I'm with you.
Get Dorian Prince off the fuck.
Hey, nobody mentioned the Rockets. I know Mars because I said be biased, so I'm assuming you would have, but I'm gonna mention them for you. If the Rockets win this, I think it's the biggest eye opener out of any of these teams. I think it's like, whoa. We might need to, keep our eye out for these guys. I think the Rockets winning this kind of really puts the league on notice.
See, that's what Chitchat was talking about. Chitchat just talked about that, Ron. That's what he was worried about. If a team like that wins and all of a sudden everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, they're contenders," like, bro, come on.
But see, this is the thing.
We have the second best defense in the NBA. Like, why are we acting like we're just bad?
On paper. Well, now y'all do got a solid defense. Y'all do
solid. Our defense is gonna be great.
I don't care about the papers,
Unless
it's my script. Unless it's my script, Mars.
See, that's what I'm saying. No, I don't like. Obviously, the Rockets. So their younger players got better, but they added some talent onto their team too. I don't know if we know how good the Rockets really are, and they're clearly showing us right now that they packed the Nuggets up the other day. Tonight they got a game against Dallas. If they handle
they packed us up twice.
You see what I'm saying? Like maybe the Rockets might be for real.
Served them, dudes.
Maybe
not once, twice.
Back to back, beat the shit out of us. Excuse my language. They beat the hell out of us.
And we only lost to the Clippers on a James Harden buzzer beater. Like, what's he doing? No. And LeBron James beat us by 1 possession too. We should really be 10-4 right now. All right, whatever, man. I digress. It's cool.
I'm gonna put this up right quick though for the West. We talked about the East. Let's talk about the West a little bit. We obviously have the Lakers. They've stamped their ticket in. The Kings are in a must-win game against the Golden State Warriors. The Pelicans have played all 4 of their games, so they are where they are. But if the Rockets win, the Pelicans are out. And it looks like the Phoenix Suns are in because they have a bigger point differential by 1 point over the Pelicans. So it's no way that the Pelicans can bump them off.
Are we gonna act like Golden State getting Draymond back tonight ain't a big deal? Are we gonna act like that's not that's a pretty big deal?
You see that they did that purposely so he could come back and get
here we go with the conspiracy theories. They about
it's teaching them a lesson so he can come back and get spanked.
They got Draymond back in the lineup tonight, so we're getting Draymond back in the lineup. The offense may flow a little bit smoother. Steph Curry might get more open looks than he's gotten in the past. I can't really do nothing about. I can't really do anything about Klay. I'm good. I'm
He just
straight.
got-
on.
gotta keep shooting. He's gotta keep shooting.
I'm apologizing to Klay Thompson, man. I'm looking at Klay Thompson and these media. This is affecting him. I don't want to. I'm chilling out on Klay, man. He's saying it's not affecting. You can see it's
obvious.
him. Someone asked him a question about Steve Kerr having patience with the starters and stuff.
Yeah.
And he asked if Klay appreciates it. Clay's first instinct: are you saying he needs to bench me? Are you
No,
saying
he said, should I bench myself or something like that?
No, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, Klay is clearly being affected by this. And then the report was like, have you heard people talking about they need to bench you? He's like, I don't listen to those people, man. They can't do what we do.
Yes, you do.
Yes, we can all see Klay's affected.
Yes, you do.
We can all see Klay's affected by this.
Say it again.
And he's gone through enough in his career that I don't want to pile on. So Klay, I'm chilling out. I apologize.
The truth is,
Either way, he just got to keep shooting that ball. He got to keep shooting that ball.
Klay,
Don't stop shooting that ball.
I genuinely feel bad.
The truth is, with Klay Thompson, they don't play the same no more. Him and Steph. When him and Steph were the Splash Brothers, they played a different way. It was more like a dual attack. They don't play like that no more. It's more Steph Curry leaning the offense now. It's Klay forcing his shots instead of coming to him like they naturally did. Back when they were the Splash Brothers, Mars, how much in sync were Klay and Steph? They were totally in sync. They were like one unit. They were like a crab. All the legs moved together. Everything worked together. But since Klay got the injuries, and now it's different. It's like more Steph eccentric, and it's like Klay trying to shoot himself back into being who he was. It's not the rhythm and the motion and the poetry that they had together. Because when they were the Splash Brothers, bro, them two dudes was dynamite together. I mean, it's boom, 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 right side, left side, right side, this side, that side. You don't see them coming off those screens no more like they used to. The way they used to come off those screens and cross on the bottom of the paint chill town, they used to cross and come out off those screens, hit threes out from anywhere. You don't see that no more. It's mainly just, more so Steph and then Klay just jacking up shots, trying to get himself into a rhythm that he didn't used to have to do. It naturally came to him before it. Now he forces it. That's the problem with Klay Thompson. They don't play how they used to play in the past.
And you know why Ticket they don't do? And you know why they don't do that? Really quick, Bob. You know why they don't do that, Ticket? Same reason why what's going on with the Clippers. Because like you just said, when they were dynamic in 2018, 2019, physically I can't do what I used to be able to do. That's why he ain't as sharp as he used to be. If you watch Leonard last night, Kawhi Leonard has 31. If you saw what Kawhi was doing last night, Kawhi Leonard does not look like the Kawhi Leonard of old. No, he does not.
Oh yeah, Kawhi. Yeah, we need to talk about Kawhi.
And I was gonna bring that up, Mars. I was gonna bring that up, but what I'm saying, what the point that I'm making is that guys like Klay Thompson are clearly listening, and it's frustrating them because it's not a shooting slump that Klay Thompson is in. Let's be clear about that right now. He's not in a shooting slump. What's the problem is physically, I can't do what I used to be able to do. That's what's frustrating him. And him being able to shoot himself out of physically not being able to do what he could do in the past is not realistic. Just like Steph Curry. This guy, Klay Thompson, who still can shoot the basketball on occasion, he's just not what he used to be physically. And that's what's hampering his game. He doesn't move like he used to. His shot his release isn't as quick as it used to be. Him moving off the basketball, him one dribble pull-ups, that stuff isn't there like it used to be. Because it's not there like it used to be, he isn't who he used to be. And he keeps telling us, yo, give me some time or give me a minute to get it together. It's been 2 years, brother. And in 2 years, you're getting older. Same logic with Kawhi Leonard. We keep asking ourselves, or we keep saying, yo, get these dudes some time. We keep giving these guys time, and we still keep waiting for what we keep waiting for something that's already gone. These dudes are over.
But what I mean, do y'all think Klay played terrible last year too? I'm just saying because you said 2 years.
I do.
No, I don't agree with that.
I'm done. I'm done. But harping on Klay.
I don't think he played terrible, Bob. But what he used to be,
it's not the same. It's not the same no more, Chill.
Well, that's the thing. We can't compare. Well, I mean, y'all can if y'all want to. I'm not going to compare Klay Thompson to 2018, 2019. Klay.
That's the problem, Bob.
No.
It's not necessarily. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, I understand he's slowed down, but he's still on the offensive end. You still have to respect Klay Thompson everywhere he is. So that does allow for. I mean, Steph Curry is still great. Steph Curry is still Steph. So the fact that he's still, and I'm not going to call Klay Thompson a decoy, but the fact that he still has Klay Thompson on the court, it still spreads out the offense. So,
But Mars is saying that's reputation, though.
It's not off reputation. Either way,
Mars is saying now. He's saying now the Klay is more of reputation.
That's fine. That's fine. What I'm saying is that's fine. However you spin it, and it can be off reputation because of what he used to be, but you still have to respect Klay Thompson as soon as he crosses half court. So it still opens up.
I think they're gonna start disrespecting him. If they do that,
you
can't do that with Klay Thompson.
Teams aren't guarding Klay like he's just this knockdown shooter. They can't.
But he still opens up. He still opens up the offense. It may not be.
Yeah, he's still a floor spacer, but they're not guarding him like you can't leave him. They're not doing that. If someone breaks down the defense, if Wiggins or Steph gets downhill, they will help off Klay Thompson. Back in the day, that was something they didn't really want to do. Now they'll help off Klay. They'll rotate. That's fine. So as a catch and shooter guy, so Chitchat, you said it's not a slump. It's more so him not being physically as gifted as he once was. If you keep helping off of Klay Thompson, he's gonna put it on you.
Like when? We've been having this conversation for 2 years now.
Last year was not like this. Last year was not like
hold on, Chitchat. I want to say something wrong. Keep that on the screen. Avery B says I got some real basketball talk. Nigga, have you ever played anywhere? What have you ever done? You look like all you do is eat ham sandwiches and talking about you got real basketball talk to get off the damn open gym. No, I ain't saying that. Hold on. No. I want to get something clear because he's trying to take a shot, right? Because they try to say niggas who actually been in this game don't talk real basketball. I know what the disrespect is, right? Bro, look,
what are we doing up here? What are we doing up here?
Damn, Damo, ticket handling your ops. I didn't know you had it like that, Damo.
I didn't even view him as I just thought he was a nigga that wanted to talk about it.
Avery is someone who, when he comes up, he asks like, I don't want to say philosophical questions, but he'll ask like some questions that they're very interesting that make you think about the game in a different light.
And we do that here too.
But he's not sending shots anyway. He's just saying he wants Domo to pull up to open gym because he has a question for him based on his thoughts about AD. I'm assuming he disagrees with Domo about AD, and he has a question for him, and he's gonna ask it on open gym. He wants Domo to pull up. He's not.
Actually, he is right here. You can do it right here.
He wants to be on the show and on the camera. That's what open gym is for.
I would never talk to the chat like that. Me myself personally, I think y'all being a little sensitive right now.
Damo, are you pulling up the open gym? First off,
what time is open gym?
Straight after this. Literally right after this.
I'll be there.
So
all right. Second off, right quick, chill. Avery, do you eat ham sandwiches? Turkey, roast beef, Italian?
That man be eating ham sandwiches with no mayonnaise, man.
Okay. Chill, as you were saying.
That sounds healthy.
So Ox, the point that I was making was how many times I've heard Klay Thompson fans, whether we're in the playoffs or Game 6 Klay. We ain't seen Game 6 Klay since 2019. That was 6 years ago.
We don't need to see that Klay.
That was 5 years ago.
That's what I'm trying to get across. We don't need to see that Klay.
He had that good game against Memphis.
Yo, Klay Thompson did not forget how to shoot the basketball. Now, if other coaches are advising their players to keep helping off the state, Klay Thompson, they are going to pay for that. And that's my take, and that's all I gotta say about it. They are going to pay for that. You keep helping off of Klay Thompson. When that boy see a couple, when he see a couple touch the bottom of that net ticket, you better look. It's like the police. You better come out with your hands up.
So Bob, let me ask you a question. When he played against y'all, you didn't see a significant difference last year in the playoffs?
That's not what I'm saying, Ticket. I never said that. I didn't say there's not.
That's the point, though, Big Ox.
No, that's not the point.
It is.
Well, that might be your point. That might be your point. But what I'm saying is you have to close out on Klay Thompson.
No question.
You have to respect him as a shooter. And that's all I'm saying. He did not forget to shoot that basketball.
Right.
And if you leave him over there in that corner, you leave him over there on that wing wide open, you're gonna pay for it. And that's all I'm saying.
You don't know me in real life, dog. Look at you. Hold on. Look at your avatar, dog. Look at you, bro. You talking about I'm all bark and no bite, and you up here looking like a dusty man. Go ahead, man.
Take it. At least you're 1-for-1 with Henry. At least you got a Henry that backs you.
He's shooting 50% on Henry.
Yeah, hey, look, I need somebody to back me when I got almost 1,000 people against me in the comment section. You know, it's kind of funny that they all go at one. The one that's for me, they all go against him, but the 1,000 that's against me, nobody says nothing to them. It's all great.
The difference, though, Big Ox, and again, I know that Klay Thompson has not in his brain and mechanically stop. It doesn't know how to shoot the long ball, right? But in this day, in 2023, right, the end of 2023, we're never considering helping off of Klay Thompson. That's now an option today. That was never an option 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. These teams are now saying, yo, you can dig in the paint and help off Klay Thompson today. That wasn't even a thought process 3 or 4 years ago. If he was healthy. Right. Now, with that being said, when you got guys running down the gut, okay, sure, I get it. Klay Thompson can still knock down the three. Can he do it with the regularity that he used to do it in the past? No. And why is that? That's because physically he's slowed down. And because he's slowed down, it's affected his game. And I think that these are the conversations that we need to start having about him, about Leonard, and we got to start. I had this conversation last night. We got to start ushering in these new guys, B. We have to. Damo talked about it over the summer, about putting these guys on TV. We got to start ushering in these new guys more. We do.
Well, I hope it doesn't happen tonight. I pray it doesn't happen tonight. But Klay Thompson is still Klay Thompson.
And it ain't a coincidence, by the way, Ron, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Big Ox. It ain't a coincidence that I said that, and I'm not a troll, right? We talk basketball up here. But it ain't a coincidence that I said that Jalen Brunson doesn't pass. 3 of the last 4 games, he's averaging almost 8 assists. That's not a coincidence. I just want to put that out there. Can't hear you, Damo. You muted. Damo can't hear
damn. I promise you, it's way more NBA players watching the panel than people realize. They are watching. Like, I don't know if they're just catching clips. I don't know if really they sit down watching to see, what is Chilltown gonna say about me today? Like, I don't know what capacity they're watching, but they are watching. There's too many coincidences that goes on with what is said directly on here, and then how people react, respond, what they say afterwards, how they play afterwards. Nah, man, it's too many coincidences.
I'm not taking
Damo. They all Damo. You wonder, Damo. I'm gonna say something to you. I'm glad you said that. You wonder why I say what I say. If you could look through my Rolodex and know some of the people that's in my phone log and people that watch the show, you would have a different thought about how you feel about some of the stuff I say. Because some of the stuff I say, these cats feel the exact same way. You understand what I'm saying? And they're happy when I actually say the stuff I say, because a lot of people are afraid to say the things that I say. And they get criticized and they get called crazy and stuff that I get called for coming up here screaming to the top of my lungs saying this stuff. Well, a lot of things I say, the cats want to say, but since they're in these professional type of environments, they can't say. So all I'm doing is, bro, sometimes, and I'm going to tell you the truth, bro, because what you just said was real. Sometimes a cat will hit me. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I won't say no names. And we're like, yo, Ticky, you need to talk about this on the show. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't talking about this. Okay, cool. I'm going to go talk, because if I agree with it, I'm going to go talk about the shit. So I might bring something up that I was directly told. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these cats is watching. You got to remember. And Kill know this, Bob know this probably. Bro, you guys, we're all human beings. So those guys, just because they play in the league, don't mean they don't do the same things we do. Bob knows this. Like, if you're a player, Bob, what's the first thing players do sometimes after the game when they get home? They go online, look and see what somebody's saying about them. Look on, search on YouTube,
check Twitter.
That's why that makes me nuts. Like I be hearing these dudes say that I don't watch
all the basketball. Yes, you do.
There's those few people that don't chill, but most of them do.
I said what I said to Damo. I said what I said to Damo for a reason. When Damo kept on coming on here calling Darvin a terrorist, saying he was gonna pull up at the Charlotte Hornets game. And I said, yo, Damo, you see if you say that, we pull up to the Hornets game and you see Darvin, please don't go to the top about he's a terrorist. Please don't do that. So I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna have goddamn 2 big ass security guards.
Damo, keep your eyes off that lump, brother.
I believe Damo would do it.
This is the thing, Ticket, because there's people in the chat like, well, if you didn't play in the NBA, you don't know. My thing is, it doesn't matter what level you go from high school. If you played at a high level of high school, junior college, Division II, D3, overseas, D1, bro.
Right.
People are going to report on your games, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's good basketball, it doesn't matter what level. People are going to report on your games. So you don't have to be in the NBA to know that after your game, you could jump on certain websites you know what I'm saying, certain Twitter feeds and see what people are saying about you. So
Look,
I do
I had a
believe
fight-
that there
I had a
are
fight-
some players that don't, but I believe a lot of players
I had
are
an
checking
argument.
the internet.
I had an argument with one of my NBA homies because I literally, this motherfucker agreed with Mars. I wanted to fight him. He agreed with something Mars said. I wanted to fight this clown. Because I was like, yo, look, I want you to check this out. I was cooking this little punk ass, you know what I'm saying, on this, blah, blah, blah. I forget what we was talking about. We was talking about something. I don't remember it. And as soon as we got the show, I remember it. But he went and listened to it. He was like, yo, young fella was kind of right. I'm like, what?
Kind of right.
I'm like, man, you ain't right about that shit. Now, other stuff they'll be like, oh, you right about. But when he agreed with what Mars was saying on that topic, I forget what we talking about. I'm gonna remember at the show. I was just like, I was just so upset that he agreed with what Mars was saying. So what I'm saying is, I do understand what like both sides are important, but don't dismiss my side and act like I'm up here just talking shit. Nah, I know what the hell I'm talking about.
But Ticket though, hindsight, like going back and listening to it, did Mars cook your ass? hindsight, Ticket.
I don't think. Hold on that topic we was talking about. I don't think we was because he was talking about. I know we was talking about something about analytics, and this was a while back. And Mars was basically, I was just destroying the whole thought of analytics. And he was telling me, hey, look, man, real talk. He said, young fella cooking because a lot of the things that they're using now in the NBA is based off analytics, whether you like it or not. We don't like it, but this is the new way. This is the truth. So a lot of the decisions, and they would tell me in the front office, are made off analytics sometimes. They're not. So the stuff, so some of the stuff that Mars was saying,
all Big Ox. You don't like it?
Yeah, I'm just hey, but hey, look, that's the truth though. And they told me like they're actually hiring people in the organizations to do the analytics.
Yeah.
And basing Chilltown, how much money they paying to certain players, this, that, and the third. Listen, I was even told that they got on certain teams, they have, and I heard this from JJ Reddick too, so I know it wasn't a lot. They have a system with some players where they say, oh, well, this player's running hot. We don't want you to play tomorrow. So they have like a computer, right? That programs that's programmed to tell you a lot about these players' tendencies and stuff like that. And so they'll feel like, oh, well, if this player's running hot, or we don't feel like your body can take it based off your pack, stuff like that, we want to sit you out tonight. We feel like you're gonna run hot. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that went against my thought of just, man, look, you should thug it out and go play, because that's what we used to do. Mm-hmm. But my man was like, yo, real talk, like this is what some of these teams are doing. Now, if you are a superstar, yeah, you can supersede that if you fight back. But a lot of these teams are doing some of the stuff and are analyzing it the way like Mars and Lowe are analyzing some of this stuff. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with that.
They even at some levels are not hiring recruiters, just going based just off numbers. They put it into their numbers into their computers, and it's like, okay, this player does this here mathematically, and this, so they don't half the time. I mean, of course they're gonna watch, but they're not watching these kids play like they used to. It's just all based on this number getting inputted into this formula. So now we know where they produce at. Like they don't.
But
really
is y'all cool with that?
No more.
Is y'all cool with that?
Cool with that? Not at all. Not at all.
Because if that's, hold on, but Bob, if that's the case, then like what Mars was, we all talking about was Klay Thompson. If this keeps up, their analytics may tell them, look, we might need a bench Klay.
That's been coming for years. Then, if that's the case,
like I'm just being honest. Like if you going, some of these teams are going off the analytics. Like I'm gonna give y'all one little quick situation. Like Lionel Hollins, I never thought he should have got fired from Memphis. But the truth is, he got fired and lost his job after he went to the Western Conference Finals because they came in and wanted to push the analytics thing with him. There was a guy who used to write named John Hollins. He wrote for ESPN. I don't know if you guys heard him before.
He's the one who came up with usage rate.
Yeah, he really pushes analytics a lot, right? And so Memphis was one of the first teams that really, them and then guys like Daryl Morey over in Houston, they really wanted to get into the analytics game. So what they did is they said, you know what? We want to stop because, you know, Lionel Hollins is an old school type of coach. Remember, he used to go off the eye test. Like he's a cat like I'm cut like he cut. He go off the eye test, bro. Like you can play. But they wanted to incorporate analytics. He wasn't cool with it. He wasn't down with all that analytics stuff. So what did they do? They moved his ass out of there and went and got Dave Yeager, a guy who was down with the analytics stuff, and brought him to the team. See what I'm saying? And this is where you see all the analytics things. That's why you saw the Houston Rockets when James Harden was there, move moving the way they was moving with D'Antoni and them. They based a lot of the stuff. They fired Carmelo Anthony based off analytics. Think about that. After 4 or 5 games, they fired a Hall of Famer and told them that your services are no longer needed based off their analytics that they were getting.
No, even though in them 10 games, I think he had 25 of those 10 games. He was still scoring the basketball, but they was like, "Nah,
right."
Right.
So it bugs me that Mars,
years.
yeah, it bugs me that some of the stuff Mars would say, like he just said, like to Bob, he would bring up like the numbers. Like Mars can go find a number of possessions that teams would play Klay Thompson a certain way and stuff like this. There's all kind of stats that Mars can look up and find this stuff out like he does. I hate that. But the truth is Mars is telling the truth with some of the stuff he's saying, because this is how some of these teams in the league are grading these players. So if they're looking and saying, hey, man, they biting off Klay Thompson too much and we have these lineups out here, we may have to bench him, put a different lineup that frees up our offense more. The stuff Bobby's saying goes out of the window about, hey, we still got to respect Klay, because them analytics ain't saying that. So now what are they going to do? They're going to go with them analytics say. Same thing like YouTube. If your channel is hot, YouTube is going to push you in the algorithm. Your analytics is showing hot. If not, they're going to take your ass out of here. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Yo, Mars. For some reason, my super chats ain't popping up. But look,
There we go, Mars.
This man gave me 13 minutes to get to
Mars. Just slap them on the screen and I'll read them. But by all means, if you want to grace the people with your British accent over the super chats, feel free to.
This man gave me 13 minutes to get through all of these. Okay.
Here we go.
Brian Alton. Hey guys, happy holidays again. AD stopped playing after he tried to underhook on Embiid, shaking my head. And I think we spoke enough about AD, so I'm trying to move on. Teddy Hart, Reggie Jackson is a further testament to how Sam Presti doesn't miss. Period. LOL.
That's a fact.
Yeah, he did get it right with him. 100%.
Sure. Drink more water. Who's been better this season, Bam or AD? Bam is putting up 22.7, 10 and 4 on 60.6 true shooting versus AD, who's putting up 22, 12 and 3 on 61% true shooting.
Think about that for a second.
Bam should be number one, because AD, I heard AD is number one right now in voting for defensive player of the year. He should not be that. He should not be that, because when he plays against the best centers in the league, he got dominated. He got annihilated by Sabonis. He got destroyed by Embiid. He's getting beat. Bam is actually, to me, having a better season than AD.
He got hurt when he played against Bam too. Yep.
So yeah, I think.
By the way, that 22, 10, and 7, that's a career year. It's that 20. Those same numbers are Anthony Davis's numbers, and it's a down year for Anthony Davis.
But hold on, but chill. This is the thing. Bam is maxing out. He's doing what you know. You know this. This is what Bam. This is the best Bam can give you. He's playing at his peak. That's why you don't ever hear me complain about Bam, because he's maxing out every night. AD's max is higher than Bam's max. Like if I go in the weight room right now with Damo,
we already see it though.
I'm a bench press more than Damo. Damo looks stronger than me, but I'm stronger than Damo. So if Damo can go on the bench press and throw 220. If Damo can max out at 245, I can max out at 275 in the weight room.
So with that max out at 245.
So with that, he just
that's not a bad match.
That's not a bad max for Bam. You're right. That's a bad max for a nigga like AD.
Nice.
Hold on, Damo, how much can you max in the bench press? I guarantee it's like
315.
Huh?
My max 315.
What?
315. My max 315.
Y'all believe that?
Yeah.
I don't know how much that is in kg.
But
That's a shot. I measure that as one shot. That's how I measure it.
Mars, if you on the bench, Mars, if you on the bench, the wheels is 3 wheels on each side.
Yeah, but I don't know pounds to kilograms. We don't use pounds.
So that's 20. So you gotta kilograms.
What's your max?
Multiply by 2 and then add 10%.
Mine is 275
kilograms to pounds. So
I don't believe Damo. I do not believe
Damo can bench press one shot. That's how I view it. He can bench press.
I don't believe Damo's stronger. Hey, bro, I don't believe that dude's stronger than me, bro.
You don't gotta believe it.
That's about like 145 kilograms, Mars.
That's a
I'm not a little guy. Hold on, Damo. You know what, Damo? But you know what, Damo? You have an advantage. You got shorter arms.
right?
Mm.
5 plus 1.
I guess.
It's 290.
I know somebody on the PC platform
Yeah,
that could
yeah,
bench more than both of y'all.
Who?
Oh shit!
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt
And
that.
he's
talking about Bama.
short,
You
and
talking
he's
about
shorter
Bama.
than both of y'all.
Bama. You talking about Bama?
Yeah.
Hold on. How much Bama can throw up?
Shh, that boy
Bama
Bama.
look like he could easily do 350.
Hey, now with that being said, Ticket, Bama's arms are this big on both sides. Yeah, he got to lift it that much,
This
but
Bama. This Bama.
You know who?
Bama.
You know who looks fake strong? You know who looks fake strong though? J. Rod. J. Rod
I
like
knew
he
he
getting
was
the
gonna say
bench
that.
press.
I
He
knew
look
he
like one
was
of them
gonna say
fake
that.
football dudes that get under there, do all that tough talking. J. Rod got that deep voice. Get up under there and start
ask
stealing.
Ox about it. He had Ox in a full Nelson.
Bro, stop lying,
bro.
nigga.
Come on, bro.
Hey,
He did you like Draymond?
yeah, but just like that, Ticket, I seen it. I
Bro,
witnessed it.
stop lying.
Y'all got
man.
pictures, man.
All right, Mars, focus, Mars.
Okay. NP13. If AD's offense is that inconsistent, why not trade him for a comparable defensive big and other pieces? Maybe Claxton is a comp for AD defensively.
No.
No, I'm good.
I think we're all good. Greatest said stop it Ticket. Tim Duncan and KG, he meant KG, was never pressured to average 30. They were still able to be called the GOAT power forwards. Dirk never averaged 10 rebounds. Ticket, stop hating.
I'm not hating. They were never pressured because they had. When you look at a guy like Kevin Garnett maxed out at what he was doing. He was giving you 24, 25. That wasn't, to me, Anthony Davis is more talented than Kevin Garnett was offensively. These are the facts. Listen, Anthony Davis, in my opinion, is one of the most talented offensive players to ever play basketball. But he undersells himself. He can hit the mid-range. When he wants to, he can shoot the 3 ball and he can post up. Not too many bigs in NBA history can say that.
Damo,
Only a few.
Damo, in today's game, he should be 27 and 12 on a Tuesday.
Easy, Damo.
He was that
Easy.
last season and we called him inconsistent.
Exactly.
But that's what we called like that.
Coming into the
He's been
season.
that
He's
before.
been inconsistent because that's how averages work. You play 60 games, you're gonna have games where you score 12, and then you're gonna have games where you score 40.
Honestly, I disagree with that. I think he should
28.
be 30. I think he should be 30, Mars. I think he should be doing numbers that Embiid is doing. That's what I think AD his max is. Like what Embiid is doing, like the 33, 32, 31, I think he should be doing that in this NBA.
So he just shouldn't have the defensive responsibility then. Because
I think he should. No, but that comes with it.
He just thinks AD is better than we think he is. That's all it is. He just thinks AD.
I think AD's way better. I think
that's
AD,
what he said he's a top 5 talent of all time. So yeah, he thinks AD's
if
better.
AD maxed out, he could be a top 10 ever.
this is crazy.
That's what he thinks.
No, not that.
Oh, someone in the chat. Oh,
There's no way Henry is up here sucking this hard, bro. He literally just said his max is 275. I believe Dick can bench 400 pounds. Bro, wipe your mouth. God damn. Wipe your mouth. He literally just, this is crazy. Ticket Chip
but
sat here and
Damo,
said my max is
Damo.
275. No, I think my guy Ticket can 400. Jesus.
But Damo, real talk, if you go listen to KG on his show, he talks about AD. He says, bro, AD, he got top 10 all-time talent. And
He had him winning the league MVP this year.
Bro, I
Before the season
totally agree with KG said, bro. Bro, I don't know why you don't see it, Damo, and Anthony Davis. I don't know why y'all don't see that. Ron might see it. Mars might see it. But I see this dude, to me, he has more offensive ability than Giannis, but Giannis has better motor, more consistency. He has better offensive.
I agree with that.
I mean, bro, so to me, if you just look at Giannis, if he just had Giannis's motor, AD average 32. Easy.
But sometimes it's not all about. Sometimes it's not all
that,
about motor, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I get
Yeah,
what you're
him,
saying,
though,
bro.
With him, though, it's about motor.
I can see where you're
Bob.
coming from, but it's just what the fuck. It just don't be like that all the time.
I just think with him,
Did my
it
shit
is.
just lag out?
I agree. He has the talent, and I was one of those people at one point in time. I was saying, yes, he is. I was saying a couple months ago, I was saying he's better than Giannis. I was
So
saying.
let me ask you a question right now. When you look at Sengun, because y'all talk about Sengun, right? What do you think Sengun's max right now is as a player? What you seeing right now? What do you think his max production could be right now as a player? Because me looking at Sengun, I think I'm saying right now, you looking at Sengun from the Rockets. I think Sengun's a 25 and 10 guy right now if he wants to.
That was the number I was about to give you, Ticket.
If he doesn't average 25 and 10, is he a failure though? If he doesn't average 25 and 10,
No.
is he a failure?
Hold on. But this is my point to you. Because I started watching Sengun because of Damo and Mars. How much they were talking about him. bro, this dude is the goods. You're talking about, and I'm talking about he plays within the game. So he can shoot the three. He's got good skills in the post. He doesn't rush anything. You understand what I'm saying? He understands the game. He shares the ball. To me, and I think he rebounds well. To me, he's 25 and 10 right now. Right now. This ain't even his prime. In his prime, he can probably reach around 27 and 12.
Damn numbers. Whatever people said Arvydas Sabonis was going to be if he came to the league earlier, that's who Sengun's going to be.
I give you ain't Arvydas like 5 inches taller?
Hey. Whatever they said Arvydas Sabonis was supposed to be coming to the league.
Now, Pete this.
That's what he has to
If Sengun turns into that, Bob, and Mars's boy turns into what Mars says he can be, and Jalen Green, they'll win a championship in 5 years. If that happens.
5 years, they win it next year.
Arvydas Sabonis and Jordan is crazy.
But think about this.
And Magic too. And Magic.
With Magic Johnson.
And Magic. Prime Jordan.
Trevor Ariza.
Trevor Ariza catching shoot. Yo, this is the best team ever.
But this ain't Trevor. He ain't Trevor Ariza.
Mars thinks he's one of the top 2 guards. Mars thinks he's one of the top 2 guards in the league. So if Jalen Green in 4 or 5 years, Jalen Green goes up to around 25, 26 a game, and Sengun's at 27, bro, they should be NBA championship contenders.
Oh yeah, and the NBA's best defender, and the best head coach in the NBA too.
Championship contenders. If you give me a big man that's giving me 27 and 12, 25 and 12, and you give me a guard and Jalen Green that can give me 26 a night. Plus, you got other good role players on that team. They should be a championship.
It's a better Jokic and Jamal Murray. It's a better
Marquavian, go do your homework.
Yo,
I didn't
stop the cat with Jamal Murray.
Marquavian, go do your homework.
I said Jokic too.
That was
Either
Mars
way,
who said that. I said Mars was nuts saying that.
Either way, though, chill.
I don't know why you
Trevor
said that,
Ariza, that's love. If Jabari gets a Trevor Ariza comparison coming into the NBA, that's love. Trevor Ariza was.
I thought he was better than that. Mm-hmm.
But Bob, that's the same thing. Bob, that's the same thing with the Kings. If they do, would you say this could be good?
I said Derek McGee. That's so
I think they would.
If the bonus is as good as Bob said he is, and if De'Aaron Fox is as good as Bob said he is, that's 2 MVP candidates. That means that they should be NBA championship contenders in the next 2 or 3 years.
I mean, it's more so about Keegan Murray continuing to get better than anything, in my opinion.
Is it that important? Because with the great teams, if your 2 best guys are 2 of the best guys in the league, you should be a championship contender.
What about the it don't work like that.
Fellas, we got a couple more super chats we gotta read before the show ends.
Mm-hmm. Teddy Hart said, Ticket gonna take this as disrespect, but objectively, why are you the only one who consistently gets to finish a thought but usually don't give others the same grace? Like during Mars AD example. Real question. Stay blessed.
I was quiet the whole time when they talked, and Ron came to me last, and I gave my point. So respectfully, I did listen to all their points. And then I asked Ron, was he going to ask me my point, sir? So I did. The problem is, once again, Janet jackasses like yourself don't like a real nigga like me.
You were supposed to tell him what you said the other day, Ticket, because I'm dominant.
I died when I heard that.
Proceed, Mars, please.
NP13. What is this sense of entitlement because someone is getting paid? None of us are paying AD out of our pockets, so bringing up his pay every time like he's working.
That's a lie. Hold on. See, that's why you need to be slapped right now. Hold on. That's why you need to be slapped right now. How in the hell do you guys think these NBA players are getting paid? They're getting paid because we're paying the NBA TV subscriptions. They're getting paid because we're paying the merch. They're getting paid because we're paying tickets to go to the games. They're getting paid because we're paying concessions. They're getting paid because we're paying your cable bill to be able to get the TVs. Some people, the local subscriptions, in which the teams get a lot of money off of the owners to pay the players. If it was just owners getting money, saying, I got $1 billion, I'm going to pay a team, owners wouldn't have money. They'd only lose money. You have to make money in order to pay money. So if I'm not making no money, I'm in bad business if I'm a billionaire just coming out here just giving away money. Dummy. Next.
Jeremiah Smith. Ticket talking about glazing young dudes when he's talking about Cam Thomas, the best scorer in the league, LMAO. Talking about Wemby better than year 5 KD.
He would be if it wasn't for Greg Popovich.
Oh.
Yo, fellas, fellas, we have reached that point in the show where it's time for us.
Hold on. If it wasn't for Pop, he would be.
Yo, fellas, we got to end the stream, but make sure you pop into Open Gym today. And we got a full list of shows today. You guys make sure you tap into everything. After Open Gym, we have none other than Open Field. After Open Field, we have what do we have after Open Field? Oh, that's right. We have Lakerland. And then after that, I think we have By Any Means, Bam J Rob Show. Then we got It's Fluent's Top 10s. Make sure you pop into that. He's doing a special top 10 today. And then we got Cowboys Nation. Y'all be sure to tap in, even though the Cowboys will get their ass kicked by the Seahawks this week. But y'all tap into that. We'll be back tomorrow. We will know the whole structure of the knockout round. So tomorrow's gonna be a crazy show. We'll be able to talk and make our predictions about the knockout round. Also, this Friday, we will be dropping our monthly December power rankings. So be sure to just tap in for the rest of the week. All right, y'all. We out.
Like the beam.
Like the stream.
Take it light.
Like the beam first.